From the Toffees to the Tractor Boys, the Eagles to the Seagulls, Gunners, Bees, Hammers and Magpies, Premier League teams have got a load of crazy nicknames. Toffee House and Mother Noblet's Toffee Shop were big fan favourites. Next, they say if you can't beat 'em, join 'em, and that's exactly what Ipswich Town did when it came to their nickname. The term Tractor Boys used to be chanted by their opponents as a way of putting the team down for their farming background. But during one game back in the late 90s, Ipswich were 1-0 up and they decided to flip the script. 1-0 to the Tractor Boys, they sang, and a new nickname was born. Let's head to Leicester, famous for more than just a red, well, orangey cheese and Jamie Vardy. Leicestershire's also the birthplace of fox hunting, hence the Foxes. Next up, turns out apples are not the only fruit that don't fall far from the tree. Bournemouth's nickname, the Cherries, comes from the fact the club's stadium was originally built right next to a bunch of cherry orchards. This next story actually involves two club nicknames. It started with Crystal Palace. They were having an absolute nightmare run back in the early 70s. They'd been relegated after a terrible spell and manager Malcolm Allison decided enough was enough. He wanted a new nickname, something strong, fast and destined for success. Something exactly like an eagle. But there's more to this one. Brighton were in search of a nickname too, and Palace finally gave them what they needed. In a heated match between the two back in 1976, Palace fans began chanting, "Eagles, Eagles," and some clever Brighton fans came up with the perfect reply, "Seagulls, Seagulls." Not all club nicknames have a crazy story though. Take the Gunners. That just comes from the fact a group of munitions workers in the Royal Arsenal factory in Woolwich set up the club in 1886. On the flip side, some nicknames seem simple, but there's a bit more to them, like West Ham. The Hammers is actually nothing to do with the ham part of the name. It comes from the fact the club used to be called Thames Ironworks FC and was made up of workmen and shipbuilders. So next time the away end's chanting their crazy nickname, you'll now know exactly where it came from.
Perry, I thought it would change because it was me and you. I thought this music would change.
No, got to stay. Got to keep it.
I thought they'd get the message that this is the wrong music.
Did you give them the message?
This music is depressing. It depresses people. People are depressed enough as it is because it's this international break that just as the league's getting going and everyone's...
When's the real football going to start again? When's football that people care about, really do care about?
Exactly. Well, you know, obviously the
England, man. WSL.
Eric, the WSL starts today. League 1 and 2. Full National League programme. Why do you hate football so much?
Ooh, I love football. I come from Colchester.
Is this music making you depressed, Perry? I know what it is.
I know that something can get us out of this depression.
Well, there's something.
I know something's coming.
Something will at some point. Oh, there we go. That's better. Now I'm looking forward to England, Andorra.
You've actually pulled your chair up as well.
I pulled my chair up. I look taller.
Shoulders back. The quiff's touching the ceiling.
You got my quiff is high today. Are you going to dance, Perry? Are you going to sing?
I can go. When you go, I'll go.
Me and you. 2, 3, 4. Ooh. Here's the drop.
Can't beat a bit of bass.
Good morning, everybody. This is the world's biggest sports radio station with me, Charlie Baker, and Perry Groves. And Perry, this is not just any warm-up show, is it? I don't do that bit.
What,
I don't normally do that bit. That's Max's bit normally.
That with 5 E's.
No, Max, no, Perry. This is the double award-winning, award-retired, game day retired warm-up on Saturday, the 6th of September, 2025. And at 15 o'clock, it's Doncaster Rovers versus Bradford City in League One. It's a talkSPORT 2 exclusive. Commentary from Mark Wilson and former Arsenal midfielder Adrian Clark, the OB producer. It's Mark Wilson. Until then, baby. Say goodbye.
James Weasley, lead singer.
Don't you know? Things are going your way. So hold on for one more day. Go on, Perry.
Hold on for one more day.
Beautiful. Go get it.
One more day.
And then at 17 o'clock, it's England versus Andorra. It's live at Villa Park. It's a World Cup qualifier. It's live on talkSPORT, presented by Forget It.
Forget about
it. The best in the business. Adrian Durham. Commentary from Jim, Torquay United Proudfoot, and former England captain Stuart Psycho Pearce, the OB producer. Oh, it's Declan McCarthy.
100 miles an hour. Walk 500.
And England World Cup qualifier action. You can't afford to miss. That's it.
That's it.
Leave 'em
in suspense.
It's suspense, and then we just talk about that for 3 hours, and then we...
What, the game they can't afford to miss?
They can't afford to miss it. You can't afford it. Perry, good to see you.
You too, Chaz?
Obviously, we've spoken for an hour already about what we're going to do in the show. Let's not lie.
We still don't know.
We've not just turned up in the studio and walked in and said hello. Nice to see you. You know, we've been talking about what we're going to do.
See you nice.
To see you nice. Bruce Forsyth did already. This international break, I think, is the most annoying one.
Because
It gets in the way, Perry, doesn't it?
what, of momentum?
Yeah, it gets in the way of the league. Everyone's into the league.
Do you know what the narrative now is? You don't want to lose that last league game before the international break.
Oh, yeah.
You need positivity.
Like Arsenal did.
Yeah, all right, thanks for that. Yeah. Just because you didn't go for it.
Why didn't he go for it?
Leave it.
Why didn't they go for it?
Park it, 6 points out of 9, let it go, right? Sometimes you have to be prepared to lose to win. And even when I saw the starting 11, I wanted Eze to be playing.
Yes.
Because I thought that sends out a message that we're actually going to be positive and we are going to go get it.
I mean, this is last week's Football Today, but I like it.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
And watching Scotland last night, I got no dog in the fight, but I was a bit frustrated because I thought that Scotland have got brilliant players, the likes of Ryan Christie, McTominay, where if they were a bit braver, they might have put Denmark under a little bit more pressure. So there's just that. Sometimes you've got to give it away to get it.
This is a great point, Perry, because Arsenal fans have been complaining about this. Scotland feel the same last night. My team, Torquay United, I feel at the moment, could push on. Is it an away thing? Is it when you're away, you don't want to lose the game, so you hold? Yeah,
well, what the thing is normally away games is like we're going into enemy territory. You know it's going to be feral and it's going to be like fever pitch, whatever. It's normally the first 20, 25 minutes where you think, like, can we just quieten the crowd down?
Yeah.
But then I think once you've established that, then as managers, if you've got the personnel, sometimes you might not have personnel. Sometimes you look at the options and go, oh, by the way, we can't open up against these because they have better. You never tell that to your own players.
Will a manager say that? Will he purposely say in the dressing room, don't go for it?
He won't go, look, lads, these are a lot better than you. Man for man.
I would.
Not one of you will get in their team. So we got to just make sure we play safe. We play 5, 6, 7 at the back.
Now, it's the opposite of come on, lads, it's Tottenham.
Yeah.
It's the opposite of that. These are much better than
miles better than you. If we get away and we've only lost 2 or 3-0 here, we've had a result. You can have tomorrow off. But
that must have been said.
No, it's in different parlance, Chaz. Do you know what I mean?
How would that be said?
Keep it tight. Keep it tight at the back. Make sure you do your defensive duties.
Manager's scared.
You stay with your runners and whatever.
Yeah.
And then if we can quieten the crowd down, then we've got. Do you know Danny Cowell, who's now manager of Cox United?
Yeah.
He had a really good sort of analogy when Lincoln City played against us in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup at the Emirates.
Yeah.
Lincoln City were a non-league team at the time, which was amazing.
Yeah. And that was when the Cowley brothers, they were on their way up.
Fire,
before they were linked to every job ever.
Yeah. And then he just said, 15-minute period, because obviously he doesn't need to tell the Lincoln City players, by the way, these are a lot better than you.
Yeah.
It was like, just get through 15 minutes.
Okay.
First 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And you know what? In the third batch of that 15 in the first half, they nearly got into half-time at 0-0.
Yeah.
And we managed to score, I think it was in the 44, whatever.
Yeah.
But that's when...
It's sweaty, that, trying a bit hard.
Yeah, exactly. That's when...
Trying a bit too hard.
Actually, and then that's when Arsenal playing against were thinking, actually, these are a bit better than what we thought they were.
Yeah.
Because of the non-league.
Well, that's what Man United will have felt about Grimsby Town.
Yeah, the Man United players didn't give a rat's backside. Exactly. Yeah. They're like, no, we're too good to be here.
Yeah.
And the Grimsby players like, really? Have some of this.
Well, we're going to be talking about Scotland, obviously, last night. They're 0-0 last night. But also we're going to be doing some England previewing with our England's correspondent, talkSPORT England correspondent, Faye Carruthers, a bit later on. We're going to be playing How Tall Are They, of course, Perry. We're going to have a footballer game because Max and Barry aren't on tomorrow.
No pressure.
I'm dreadful at the footballer game.
We all are.
Unless they have Torquay in their history.
But that puts you under more pressure.
I know. And he played for Torquay for 10 games.
When Reece comes
Jason Roberts. It's always Jason Roberts.
Yeah, and then any Torquay or Arsenal, you go, oh no, I'm going to get hammered. If I don't get this play, I'm going to get slaughtered.
Yeah, there's loads of stuff. League 1 and 2 preview, of course. There's loads of football today. WSL, Chris Powros. We're going to talk to you about Daniel Levy leaving after 25 years. I'm sure you'll have something to say about that. Perry, all sorts of stuff. There's always time for time difference. You went to the cricket this week.
Yes.
This is what we want people to get in touch with us on 81089.
Yeah, I went to the cricket on Thursday, obviously England against South Africa.
Yeah.
First time I've ever been to cricket sober, which was right a benchmark for me.
Congratulations, mate.
Normally go and you have a few beers with your mates. That's what it was about. And I was actually worried a bit, thinking this could be. I went with one of my best mates, Dean, who've been mates with since I was like 9.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, oh, it's going to be a long way, just me and him on the train and me and him sober. For 7, 8 hours. It flew by. I loved it, right?
Lovely.
And I was actually present. I could actually remember the cricket. I could remember actually what was going on, who was bowling, and it was just I was aware of the presence of greatness.
Yeah.
Which I didn't. I know that this player I'm going to talk about is obviously second on the test
all-time
test runs, right? But I'd seen him play before, obviously probably a bit drunk, so wasn't aware of, what was going on around me.
Yeah.
And he walked on and we were 0 for 1, and under pressure. And Joe Root walked on.
Yeah.
And he just had this calmness about him. Where there was mayhem going all around. Obviously, South Africa got the towels up because they think, I haven't got an early wicket. And before you knew it, he was like 42 off of 38 balls, right? And you just think, oh my God, how has he done that? Yeah. And what it was, he had this calm aura about him.
Yeah.
And I said to my mate that I went, by the way, we're in the presence of greatness here. And then you just watch him, and he had this authority, not like, look at me. I've seen Viv Richards play for Glamorgan against Essex, right? Mm-hmm. And he walked out, where he used to have his collar like Cantona, didn't he? Collar turned up, bat under his arm, never wore
star quality, aura.
Never wore a helmet ever in any games that he played when balls were like flying around his ear.
Yeah.
And you knew that he was, you go, this is Viv Richards, he's great. But with Joe Root, it sort of then just started to dawn at me, wow, we're in the presence of greatness.
Yeah.
And then I watched him intently. He got out and played a silly shot, as it happens, went charging down the wicket, got stumped. But
you must have played against people that you thought, I can't get near them.
I tell you what, there was, you're playing against great players, but I think there's a difference between great players and greatness.
Yeah.
Because we played against AC Milan and they had Ruud Gullit, they had Baresi, and they had Marco van Basten.
Wow.
And he was like an alien.
Yeah.
Because we weren't playing against foreign teams because every team was banned from Europe. And we played against at Wembley and he walked out, I think he's about 6'2", 6'3", but he looked about 7.5, 8 foot. And
how tall are they? He's not 7.5 and 8.
No, he's not 7 or 8 foot.
If he pops up later on.
But even when you're playing on the same pitch, you just think, mate, you're on it. And I forgot that he got injured at 27, 28. So the peak of his career, when he was coming into where he would have got better, but you playing on the same pitch and you think, mate, you're a different level.
Yeah.
And try not to watch him because obviously you're playing against him, but when you see him do things, you think, well, that's
I travelled to Barcelona once. I wanted to see Messi play. I thought, I want to see him play at Nou Camp, and it did not disappoint. The stadium's incredible, but every time he got the ball, it felt like he was offside because he had so much space and time around him. He did miss a penalty, so he was...
he's human.
Or was pricked that night.
Yeah.
But when you see it, there's something different about it.
Yeah.
I saw Tony Bennett at the Albert Hall, and you go, that's just a man. That's one of those time traveller people. You just go, not from this earth.
It's funny you should say that, not just in sport. I used to do some stuff for BT, but then TNT, obviously.
Yeah.
And I was doing a show with Danny Kelly and Danny Baker.
Yeah.
And
both greats.
Yeah, I didn't know who else was going to be on the show, and I walked into the green room, and Chaz and Dave was sat there with his missus, and I'm a massive Chaz. Forget, you know, the rivalry football. I'm a massive Chaz and Dave fan.
Yeah.
And I walked in, and I was sort of speechless. And I called him Mr. Dave because in my head I remember his son. I went, "Hello, Mr. Dave. How are you?" And I said hello to his missus.
Yeah.
And he went, "You're right, son. How's it going?" And he had greatness, but he had humble wit as well.
Yeah.
And I sang. He did obviously acoustic guitar, and I sang "Ain't No Pleasing You" with Chaz and with Chaz, right. And I said, in my head, I'm thinking, I can't wait to tell my dad.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to tell my dad that I'm sat with Chaz.
Brilliant.
It was amazing. So
brilliant.
Different, obviously, the listeners will have different.
Well, we'll do that on tech. Let's try and keep it sport for a while, shall we? 8:10:89. When were you in the presence of true greatness? True greatness. Not like they were quite good, but true greatness. You saw them and you thought they had like a ready brick glow around them. 8:10:89. You can call us 03717 22 3344. We're going to chat to our talkSPORT England correspondent, Faker Others, next.
competition is on. It's World Cup season.
It's back to the drawing board.
We're knocking on the door, there's no doubt about that. Under 21's victorious again this summer.
If it's something, it's a good omen. I was so happy for Sarina and for Lee. We will do our very best to follow the example.
Working on the follow-up, and Kane lashes it into the roof of the net, and finally, the deadlock is broken.
I've been slightly disappointed with him in terms of that fearlessness that you talk about, that fluidity, that freedom. We haven't really seen it.
The desire for a result is married to the need for wholesale improvement.
Pattern of play and balance of the team.
Hit by Anderson, and it's in! Anderson from the edge of the box, and Morgan Rogers runs onto it and scores!
I've got a lot of players at my disposal. You know, what is the blend? What is the balance?
There's a challenge, the nervousness, and there's an excitement all into one, especially with the World Cup coming up. That's what everyone is dreaming, that's what everyone's hope is, but there's still a long way to go.
It's camp by camp until we hopefully arrive in the US. And once we arrive in the US, we can only choose from the players who are fit.
Yes, England v Andorra from Villa Park, 4 o'clock with Adrian Durham kick-off live, and then the commentary from 5 o'clock, of course. And following us 1 till 4 is the Saturday session with Ollie Clinton, Scott Minto, it's Charlie Baker and Perry Groves until 1. We're joined now by talkSPORT England correspondent Faye Carruthers. Hello, Faye.
Hello, how you both doing?
Very good. And an exciting week in the England camp for you, Faye?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's always an exciting week in the England camp. It's good to see the players back. This is such a busy period of the season leading into the World Cup. It's always really crucial, these autumn internationals, you know, back to back, September, October, November. And so you start to get a little bit of fluidity back again. The players are in full flow in their seasons with their clubs as well. So you start to get a little bit of momentum, which is really crucial, because then you lose it again for a couple of months before they come back again in, a couple of months, 4 months in total before they come back in March. So there's still a lot for Thomas Tuchel and his coaching staff to figure out ahead of the World Cup, which, you know, I know it's 11 months away, 10 months away, but that goes quick. It's round the corner, effectively. Do
you think there are tactical lessons that England can learn from a game against Andorra? I don't know if Thomas Tuchel's quite got his what he wants across yet, Faye.
Well, yeah, he's got to learn tactical lessons. They learnt them in Barcelona when they played Andorra and won 1-0. He wasn't very happy with that performance at all. He felt as if some of the players didn't necessarily take it as seriously as they should have taken a World Cup qualifier. And this is the conundrum that Thomas Tuchel has to face. And he's talked about it extensively since he took over. England really struggle to break down teams that defend really deeply, and yet they're constantly going to come up in the early stages of the World Cup and in this qualifying period against teams who play with like a 5-4-1. And they have to learn how to be more creative. And Thomas Tuchel put it on himself as well. He says, I have to learn how to implement a different tactical system to the players to get them to break that block down. So, you know, yes, it's tricky for them, but if they want to progress, that's what they're going to have to do. So that's the hard work that they've put in on the training ground this week at St George's Park. And when I spoke to him yesterday, he was really pleased with how training had been.
Faye, you said about breaking, obviously, teams defending deep and you need natural width. Now, whether that comes from the fullbacks or it comes from, like, your wide forwards. But the thing that I think stuck out against those two games was lethargy. And you can understand it a little bit against Senegal because the players at the end of the season, I think like June the 10th, and, you know, you shouldn't be like when you play for England, but they looked like they thought, we just want to get this game out of the way. And they were run all over by Senegal. So it's not just with the ball, it's off the ball, that you have to have intensity and you have to have that willingness to put 100% effort in at all times.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Perry. Listen, we've had a problem with the June camp for a while, England, and I think everybody understands it, why, and there is context around it, which is important to always put in place. But at the same time, when you're building into a World Cup, you can't waste a camp like that, even if you are tired. And the conditions that the players are going to face out in North America are going to be really tough, and they're going to be similar to what they faced out in Andorra. They didn't play in Andorra. they played Andorra in Spain, and it was so hot and so humid, and they'd put themselves under extra intensive training on bikes in heated tents and everything else to try and replicate that. So yes, you can talk about the lethargy, but the players have to now be fit. The amount of tournaments there are, competitions the players have to be fit across the year. There's not really an off season. It's maybe a month, and then that's pre-season training nowadays. So, you know, the conditioning has got to be better, and they have to prepare to be facing, you know, big teams in these kind of conditions. So, you know, I know it's a valid excuse, and it's very easy for me to say sitting in my sound booth at home.
I know you're on an exercise bike doing it. Faye,
yeah, I should be, shouldn't I? Try and replicate it.
With the heating turned up. Yeah.
But that's what they're going to have to do if they want to go on and fulfil their ambition of winning the World Cup. You know, the excuses of lethargy aren't going to fly anymore. Certainly the players weren't using those as excuses, but you could definitely see that was the case. In
terms of team selection, I think that with Thomas Tuchel in all of these games, he's got like going back to the 50s, it's like the possibles and the probables. So I think he knows, you know, probably 16, 17 of what his squad's going to be. So how do you think he's going to go against Andorra? Because me being a Gooner, obviously I don't want Eberechi Eze or Declan Rice playing, because I don't want basically getting injured. That's what most supporters of club teams want, their players coming back from, you know.
Harry, you're also an England fan.
Yeah, I know, but I'm more of an Arsenal fan, I've got to be honest. I don't want them to. But do you think he's going to go like a half and half team against Andorra? Because Declan Rice doesn't need to play against Andorra. I know Harry Kane will want to play because obviously he wants to score loads of goals, but you expect him to go full strength or a little bit half and half?
Well, from the way I was speaking to him yesterday, he doesn't want to experiment anymore. You know, obviously he has to experiment a little bit with the players that are coming into the side, because injuries mean that he can't necessarily select the obvious players that he would have selected. And he is going to have to experiment slightly, perhaps in that 6 role, because John Stones left the camp yesterday injured.
And Wharton left, didn't he, injured as well?
Well, he didn't even get to turn up because he was in Crystal Palace, and it's that recurring groin injury that he keeps getting. So he'll be out for a while, which means he might end up missing, you know, these crucial autumn internationals. Hopefully not, and hopefully he gets an opportunity, because that's a real problem position. So, you know, Ruben Loftus-Cheek has been brought in, but he's more of an 8, but he could play a 6. Elliot Anderson, exactly the same. Thomas Tuchel sees him as more of an 8, but he could play a 6, and we could see, you know, Declan playing as a 6 as well. Most important is 3 points, but not just that. That obviously is the key part of it. You know, try and take a further step towards qualification, but they've also got to start gelling as a team now. And a lot is talked about, you know, finding Thomas Tuchel's identity. What is his England? I think it's been very difficult for him to find that because of the amount of injuries that they've had, and he hasn't quite been able to cement down the style that he wants to play. But, you know, I think he's going to go strong from what he said to me yesterday.
Faye, absolutely brilliant. Back to the Bikram.
Yes. Oh no, I don't do that. No. Definitely not.
Bit of downward dog.
Just the sauna, none of the yoga.
Thanks, Faye. Faye Carruthers there, talkSPORT England correspondent. She's been with the team all week. Of course, we'll see what Ruben Loftus-Cheek coming back from the cold was a shock. Was a shock, wasn't it, Perry? 7 years, Perry. I mean, I've always liked Ruben Loftus. He's massive, isn't he? He's like massive, but got all the skills.
Yeah, I think he was just a little bit unlucky because he had a bad knee injury, didn't he? He went to Palace and did really well. So obviously it's a big sort of fillip for him coming back in. I think he might play Elliot Anderson. I think he might play, because Faye said he plays basically the 8 for Nottingham Forest, but he can play as a 6, but you want a 6 who is very mobile.
I'd love Wharton to get fit. I think he's brilliant.
He's another one. When you watch him play, it's like the game slows down to his pace. He never panics. So if it was me, I'd be playing him.
He unlocks England for me. He unlocks it that we can play Rice, Bellingham in their right positions, and then, you know, Kane. It unlocks that midfield if we can just get... And he's the player, you know. We've got the player.
The thing with Adam Wharton is, Palace fans will tell you, is he's like a lender of the ball, but he lends it forward. He goes actually, it's always, it doesn't matter if it's 10, 15, 20 yards where he pierces the opposition midfield into the 10 or into the wide player. So, yeah, he's got a massive future.
Yeah, we'll do some more England later on. This is the warm-up on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins, bowling Trav, doing what matters for the trade. Find out more at travisperkins.co.uk or download the app. and it's me, Charlie Baker, and Perry Groves with the warm-up till 1 o'clock. We've been asking when you were in the presence of greatness after Perry saw Joe Root bat this week. You never seen me bat, have you, Perry?
I think you're a bit of a slugger.
More of a bowler.
Oh, is it?
More of a bowler.
What, you right arm over?
Right arm over. Slow.
Slow, yeah. What,
Slow,
lot
but
of
trash.
What, a lot
trash,
of height,
but people can't hit it.
But no spin, because they think...
They can't hit it, Perry.
Do you know what it is? Because you're bowling so slowly, they've got 15 things in their head thinking, I can smash him there for 6, I'm going to hook him there for 4.
And then they're out.
And then they miss it completely.
All of a sudden they're out. In the presence of greatness, this was Fran in Plumstead. I was in the crowd at Welling United when Tony Adams came with an Arsenal 11. Were you in that?
Yes. Yep.
The difference in class was immense. He had so much time and class, I embarrassed myself by shouting, "Tony, I want your babies," just when the entire crowd went silent. He ran over, gave me a kiss on the cheek. I didn't wash for a week. It was Fran.
He used to do that to me all the time in training. But not now, Tone. I'm busy. But the thing is, I think maybe because I was with Tone every day, then you just take it for granted. But he is the definition of a great man. Not just a great footballer, but he's a great man. All the stuff that he's done at Sporting Chances and saved hundreds or thousands of people's lives, suffering addiction, sportsmen and women. But he's just a great individual.
Yeah, we could do.
And I think rocks a 3-piece corduroy suit now.
He loves a 3-piece, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's got all
He's got a slight look of a magician about him these days.
And it's either like light green, or bright orange.
What is that?
Or purple.
What is that?
He's got his own designer.
Has he?
Yeah.
Really? He loves it.
I mean, when he was playing for us, he got dressed in the dark, but obviously he's come up since then.
And also, who else has been? Oh, this is a good. Dame Kelly Holmes came to... This is Dave. Dame Kelly Holmes came to my school to do a speech after she won Olympic gold. I got to ask her a question. I couldn't tell you what her answer was as I was too starstruck. She had this golden glow around her. I saw Dame Kelly Holmes just after the Olympics. She went and did an indoor track meet in Birmingham. And she had this aura about her. And when you meet athletes, especially long-distance runners, they're tiny, Perry.
Yes.
They're tiny little people. There's nothing of them.
Yeah,
You're sort of looking around behind them. Where are they?
It's funny as well. Mo Farah, I was lucky enough to play in a charity game with Mo Farah at Barnet. And he didn't run, he hovered. Even with football boots on, I'm thinking, he's not touching, his feet ain't touching the ground. He couldn't trap a dead rat, but he was like that. And
I reckon he could have.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think you'd be allowed to
actually put it into
practice. Yes. Although if there are any rat catchers out there, I want to bring some dead rats down. We'll get Mo Farah here and we'll film it. It'll go viral. Anyway, time to look at the latest odds ahead of today's action with William Hill.
In the Zone on talkSPORT. Brought to you by Final One Standing. New from William Hill. 18+, gambleaware.org. Terms and conditions apply.
Lee Phelps joins us as usual. Morning, Lee.
Morning, how are you both doing?
Hello, Lee. Good, thank you. Yeah, what have you got for us?
Yeah, well, Final One Standing, obviously Premier League team, so it's a week off, but I need to let everyone know that we've opened up a new jackpot for the game, £200,000 jackpot. Picks have got to be in by the return of the Premier League, so 3 p.m. on Saturday the 13th, next Saturday. Free to enter as usual, and you can play even if you're still involved in the original $500,000 game.
Yeah.
If you're involved in a 50k game, the most popular picks even now, and there's over around 150,000 already in this big 200k game. Most popular picks so far are Newcastle at home to Wolves. Over 30% have gone Newcastle, and Liverpool at Burnley, not surprisingly, about 25% have gone. So full week to go yet, but I just thought it was worth a reminder that you can enter that even if you're playing one of the other games as well.
Yeah, I'm out of that. I went for Spurs v Bournemouth last week.
So that you're struck
out, just gone, Perry.
You can join the 200k one.
Oh,
so you can get involved again.
What have you got for us on the England game?
Yeah, well, we've got a really good epic boost here, I think. We've been running these all season long. Both landed last week. Pedro and Haaland were involved in those. So if you got involved, well done. It's Harry Kane to score in the first half against Andorra. England are 1-66. Andorra 70-1. Harry Kane, 8 goals for Bayern already this season. 33 of his 73 goals for England have come in the first half. Listen to this as well. Andorra's last 6 away games, they conceded 2 in the first half against Serbia, 2 against Albania in the first half, 1 against Moldova, 1 against Gibraltar, and 2 against Northern Ireland. So they are susceptible away from home in the first half. So Harry Kane to score in the first half.
Filling his boots.
Evens from 4 to 7. Max bet a tenner there, available in shop and on the app. I think this game, given the prices, obviously 1 to 66 and 70 to 1 Andorra, we know what's going to happen. England only won 1-0 in Andorra, by the way, but you'd expect that they'd get a few injuries. I think it's a bet builder. I think it's one of those where wait for the team news, see who's playing. Yeah. If you've got the likes of Madueke playing in this, you'll have Jared Bowen maybe featuring. Get your bet builder, shots on target from England. And remember, with Impact Sub, perfect for the international weekend, because if your player goes off, and if England are 3 up at half time, for instance, Tuchel will make changes. So then your Impact Sub, the player coming on, carries on your bet. The only other thing is, obviously, we've still got Football League.
Yeah, League 1 and 2 today, yeah.
Yeah, ACCA Boost available. So you need 4 or more picks to activate your boost. You get up to 100% if you put 15 or more in. Just to start everyone off, I've gone with Huddersfield to beat Peterborough. Huddersfield in good form, Peterborough not. Stockport to beat Plymouth in League 2, Notts County to beat Fleetwood, and Barnet at home to Shrewsbury. Those 4 to get the boost going comes to just over 10 to 1. And you can add more in if you like. ACCA Boost available in shop and on the app as well. Like I say, 4 or more picks to activate that. We've got racing today as well with your best odds guaranteed, and each way extra where you can pick your places with 4 or more horses in a race. We've got the US Open, of course, the women's final. We've got have a bet on the tennis, you get a free bet on the tennis. So cracking Saturday, even though there's no top flight football.
Brilliantly. Thanks for that. Cheers,
Thanks,
Lee.
guys.
There we are. That was the latest odds brought to you by Final One Standing. New from William Hill. Terms and conditions apply. 18+, gambleaware.org.
In the Zone on talkSPORT. Brought to you by Final One Standing. New from William Hill. 18+, gambleaware.org. Terms and conditions apply.
A quick, in the presence of greatness, Perry. Mitch the Frew's been in touch. Enric Larsson in Glasgow Airport. He even said, mate, do you not want to be in the photo? A true great.
Yeah, he was super. He was brilliant for Celtic.
He was amazing for Celtic. How tall are they next?
Hello, I wish I was a little.
Yes, time for How Tall Are They, which is very exciting, isn't it? It's the knockout round. It's Ollie Klink v Adrian Clark. You know how tall they are. Are you still in?
I'm still in.
Still in it?
I'm still in it, yeah.
Who did you knock out?
Thanks for paying attention anyway.
Who did you knock out?
I can't remember. I was just in the zone.
Just in the zone.
Yeah. Danny. Oh no, I've got a second leg against Danny.
Second
Kelly.
leg. So you're still in, but only for the second.
Do you think, when we do How Tall Are They?
Yeah.
Like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, that they should have someone sitting with them?
Yes,
Just
to prove
that they're
not Googling
I'm not
it.
saying that these two would.
No. There's a few that I've
You
seen.
think so?
There's a few that I think.
Inquiries, yeah.
There's a few that I think they're a bit too close.
You can hear them
it's when they're pretending.
Yeah, and they're tapping.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, people cheat on these games. There we are. But not Ollie Klink, who's joining us. He's at home first. It's Ollie Klink. Hello, Ollie. Clinkety clink, 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 clinkety clink. Ollie Klink. Good morning. No sound from Ollie Klink. That's good. We can see him.
He's good at miming, though.
We can see Ollie Klink. Can we hear you now, Ollie Klink?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, can hear you.
Hear me now.
Yes.
We go.
There we are. We can see you on the screen as well. And that door behind you looks like a fake door.
It's just a 2D set that I've got behind me.
Like you're on a set.
Looks like she's bought it from Wix. And that was cheap.
Or Tool Station, or Travis Perkins, in fact.
Other DIY stores are available.
Travis Perkins sponsors
Travis
the show.
Perkins, obviously.
So let's not say Wix or Tool Station. Let's say Travis Perkins Bowling Trav. Ollie.
Or Selco, it's where the trade goes. Of course.
Well, let's not look. This show is sponsored by Travis Perkins. Let's keep the sponsorship.
Ollie, leave it
by not mentioning other.
Question 1: How tall is Travis Perkins?
Bowling Trav. Ollie,
yes.
We're talking about being in the presence of greatness this morning after Perry went to see Joe Root bat this week.
Oh, wow.
You interview people all the time. Give us one.
I could say Usain Bolt, who I interviewed at Soccer Aid, but I also once bumped into Robson Green in a Boots in Manchester.
That doesn't count.
What, was you in awe of Robson Green?
Absolutely.
Ollie.
He's brilliant at what he does.
Ollie, what does he do?
He does extreme fishing. Yeah.
I don't think he's even the best at that in his
show.
family.
Extreme fishing.
It's good. It's good.
I enjoyed what you were saying then, and then you brought Robson Green into it.
Oh, come on. That is
tempted to kick you out of the competition, if I'm honest.
He is the best at what he does, though, isn't
Cameron
he?
Jerome. Preferred Cameron Jerome.
Yeah.
Not even in the best in Robson and Jerome.
Exactly.
Okay.
Ollie, you've got to raise your standards.
You've got to raise the game. We're going. Playing away today at Ollie Klink is Adrian Clark.
Go, Adrian! I did it! Adrian! Cut me, Vicky! Cut me! Yo! Adrian! I did it!
Adrian Clark, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Very good. You look very smart. Where are you off to, Clarky? You're in the car somewhere?
I am, yeah. I've just been watching my daughter play at the Leicester Academy. They're playing boys today.
Oh, okay, that's good.
And they're currently beating the boys.
Get it.
Which is very exciting.
What position does she play, Adrian?
She is an attacking midfielder, I'd say.
Yeah. Not right-sided winger.
She can do a little bit on the wing. She hasn't got my left foot, Perry. She has got my knack for not really wanting to track back and defend. She has inherited that.
See how Clark has gone up the ladder?
Yeah.
He's been chauffeured.
He's been chauffeured, and look, have you seen those teeth? It's unbelievable. He's doing very well.
I'm off to Donny. Later, by the way.
Oh, fantastic!
It's live on talkSPORT too.
It is for Bradford City in League One.
53rd.
Exactly. So I'm off there straight after this crunch clash with Ollie.
Exactly. Just talking about being in the presence of greatness, Clarky, and I know were you in the same team as Perry, or did you just miss each other?
Clarky was my boot boy.
Oh, that's nice.
Used to clean his boots, didn't I?
Nice.
So yeah, I was in the presence of greatness then. I'd say Pele. I've met and interviewed Pele.
How was that?
Hung out with Pele for a few hours, which was it was pretty good actually. It's pretty cool.
Did you call him Edison Arantes de Nascimento?
Oh, nice.
He does sign. He signs his autograph for friends, Edson.
Oh, that's the one, isn't it? That's the one you want.
That's the one.
Straight on eBay.
Right, let's play How Tall Are They? Here we go. England beat Andorra in 2021 5-0. And we're going to be asking you the heights of players from that day. Now, Ollie Klink is at home, so has a laptop. So he could cheat. Adrian Clark being chauffeur-driven. Could cheat, but I don't think either of these are cheating.
Ollie just put his false hands up.
I know.
It's like Kenny Everett.
One of my other props in my set.
Okay, so Ollie Klink, you're at home. How tall is Ben Chilwell playing that day in 2021? Ben Chilwell.
Ooh. I'm going to go 5'10".
On 5'10". Adrian Clark.
Yeah, I think that's a good shout. I'll go one under, 5'9".
Oh, wrong way, Regals. He's 5'11". It's still 0-0. Perry Groves.
He's taller than what I thought.
Yeah,
Wouldn't
yeah,
he be like?
that's always the way.
So, the absolute genius that is Bukayo Saka.
Adrian Clark. How tall is Bukayo Saka?
Bukayo Saka. I've stood next to Bukayo Saka.
Clarky, you better not get this one wrong.
Taller than I imagined.
Yeah.
But I don't know whether it statistically is. It's either
Have to hurry up.
Showing his workings out, giving him
5'10".
giving himself time to Google it. Ollie Klink.
5'10".
I'll go 5'9".
He's 5'10". Yo!
I did it!
Got me, Vicky!
Got me!
Yo!
1-0. Adrian Clark. 1-0. Ollie Klink. How tall is playing that day? Tammy Abraham.
Ooh.
Tammy Abraham, a scorer. All these are scorers, by the way. They all scored via Andorra in 2021.
You know what I've noticed about these two, and I'd probably do the same. Yep. You have a faraway look. When you ask the name, you go, ooh. And you look to the distance, if that's going to do you any good.
That's going to help, yeah. Tammy Abraham, Ollie Klink. How tall is he?
I am going to go 6'3".
6'3". Adrian Clark.
Decent. 6'2".
On 6'2". He's 6'4". It's still 1-0.
Oh, no.
It's still 1-0 to Adrian Clark.
Right then, boys. James Ward-Prowse.
Adrian Clark.
How tall is James Ward-Prowse?
Adrian Clark's guess. James Ward-Prowse with a goal that day via Andorra in 2021 in the 5-0 win.
I'd say. I'm going to go 5'9".
Gone for 5'9". Ollie Klink.
I've stood by James Ward-Prowse.
Oh, yeah, okay.
All right, show off,
Presence
Ollie.
of greatness.
He's no Robson Green.
He's just dropping names in.
5'8", I think.
5'8". 5'8" is correct. It's 1-1. Clinkety clink. Clinkety clink. Clinkety clink. Clinkety clink. Clinkety clink.
Clinkety clink.
It's 1-1. Okay, remember this is the first leg, so you want to try and stay in the second leg. Very exciting.
Are there away goals?
No away goals don't count. Ollie Klink, how tall is Jack Grealish with the 5th goal that day?
Oh, God.
Jack Grealish. Everton's Jack Grealish made an incredibly good start.
I've done the faraway look again.
Incredibly good start. The Faraway Look, my new album by Ollie Klink. An album of ballads and duets with Robson Green.
And Travis Perkins.
And Travis Boland Trav.
5'11".
Gone for 5'11". Adrian Clark.
I'm going to go 6 foot on the nose.
Clinkety clink, clinkety clink, 2-1 clink,
Clinkety clink,
2-1,
1-0 down,
1-0 down, 2-1 up. Ollie Klink
still in the cup.
Still in the cup. You're both still in the cup because it's the first leg, but a great game. Great game of how tall. Great standard, wasn't it?
Good standard.
3 correct.
Out of the 5.
There we are. Did you enjoy it, Clarky, anyway?
I never enjoy losing, no.
No.
So, no, I didn't enjoy
Can you
that,
both leave us with those faraway looks as we go off?
Ooh.
I'm going to ask Ollie Klink what's on his show. Ollie's got a show after us later on. What's on your show, Ollie?
We are going to be chatting a bit about England, of course. And I'm not sure if you guys have seen this debate going around about Michael Owen and Wayne Rooney, which Michael Owen himself has weighed in on and said that he was better than Rooney when he was 17. Well, Scott Minto would have played against both at that age.
Goodness me.
So we're going to find out.
So you've got the newer breed. I've got Perry Groves. Hasn't played against anyone. All he can tell me about is Marco van Basten and Adrian Clark being his boot boy.
Yeah, who are they?
And Andy Cole.
And Andy Cole.
Cole was a boot boy.
That's all he's got. Thank you, Ollie Klink. On with.
Thank you, guys.
On at 1
Cheers,
o'clock
boys.
with Scott Minto and Adrian Clark, who is co-coms on Doncaster v Bradford City. A little bit later on talkSPORT 2. That's a League One game.
Go on, then.
Of course.
Michael Owen or Wayne Rooney?
Oh, well, but you got a bit of recency bias there, haven't you? Because you've got Wayne Rooney. Who would you want in your team?
Wayne Rooney.
I think I'd want Wayne Rooney all day long.
Better all-round footballer.
Yeah.
Michael Owen, as he said himself, he was his peak from like 18 to 21, 22.
Ballon d'Or.
So you look at, and He's brilliant when he said, I didn't realise how important it was until I went Real Madrid. And then they always went Michael Owen, Ballon d'Or. You think, that's quite good then, really.
It feels like it might have been a weak year.
It's a bit harsh.
I feel rude now. I feel like I've been very rude.
You're going to have these people.
We'll have to have a break. It's Charlie Baker and Perry Groves on talkSPORT with the warm-up. It's with Travis Perkins doing what matters for the trade. Find out more at travisperkins.co.uk or download the app.
When Sir Jim Ratcliffe took control of footballing operations at United, the Manchester-born billionaire was somewhat welcomed in as a homegrown hero, ready to save the club from the dark days of the Glazers. But in just 12 months, he became a punch bag for many fans. So what happened? Let's take a look and you can decide for yourself. The important context here is that over the last 3 years, the club has lost over 300 million quid. And from day dot, Ratcliffe committed to fixing this, which of course is the right thing for the club. But what seemed to get fans' backs up is the way Sir Jim Ratcliffe, accompanied by Sir Dave Brailsford, went about it. For example, talkSPORT understands their lunch options at the Carrington canteen have been reduced to just soup and sandwiches, which the higher-ups at the club say will save them £1 million a year. Now that might make sense for many who don't get free meals at work themselves, but it gets a little bit more picky than that. It was reported that after staff brought some stationery, they were ordered to send sellotape back because it wasn't considered essential. The reward for being Steward of the Week used to be 50 quid, but that was scrapped and replaced by a paper certificate. And such is the grip Ratcliffe has on spending, he reportedly scrapped company credit cards, meaning some staff racking up hundreds of pounds worth of expenses and spending weeks out of pocket waiting to be reimbursed. But it's not just the stingy decisions around the amount of tea bags in the cafeteria. In 2024 alone, Ratcliffe oversaw 250 redundancies and more were announced at the beginning of 2025. Now, while there are people who acknowledge that United staff numbers are overinflated, it's the optics which aren't great. Because while all this has been going on, Casemiro's getting paid 350 grand a week, and the club forked out 14 million quid getting rid of Eric Ten Hag and Dan Ashworth. But United fans' rage doesn't just stop here at the cuts. Ratcliffe's unpopular decision to introduce a flat ticket price of 66 quid for every fan, even children, certainly did not go down well. For fans, it feels like the very foundation of the club's support is being attacked for the sake of making marginal financial gains. But Ratcliffe has backed it, saying if you shy away from difficult decisions, then nothing is going to change. And time will tell whether these measures will improve operations at the club and help drag standards up on the pitch. But one thing's for sure, his first year wasn't exactly a charm offensive, and there's still a long way to go for United to be back to where many say they belong.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. Charlie Baker and Perry Groves with you through till 1 o'clock. It is, of course, an international weekend, Perry, isn't it?
Yeah, very.
Which we're on. I mean, we're on board with it. We like the.
You know what it is? It's just a different pace, isn't it?
It's a different pace, but
different pace.
Just as the
but you got to adapt.
I know you got to adapt. I think. I mean, for me, it's fine because the National League keeps going.
Proper football.
Torquay at home to Slough today, Perry.
And fancy chances.
Fancy our chances at home. Yeah. We're good at home. We've had loads of injuries. Absolutely.
I'll stop going.
We've had 7 injuries.
Everybody says injuries.
We should be walking this league, Perry. We're the best team in the league by a mile. Biggest club, most fans. You know, I mean, and in no way does it come back to haunt you when you say things like that in the National League.
Yeah, but you're the scalp. You're the big.
This is the thing.
You are the big boy.
We're People's Cup final, Perry. We're just got to get used to it.
Get used to the pressure.
How are Colchester getting on this season?
Not as good as you'd like them to. They've only won one in the league.
Okay.
Obviously, the one midweek.
Yeah.
And the Cowley brothers. Obviously, talk about Danny Cowley.
Yeah.
Not under pressure, but you'd expect Colchester to be in the playoff places.
Yeah.
But it's pretty similar this season. They were like IKEA, just too many draws.
Too many draws.
Too many
Look
draws.
at that. What a lovely joke there.
I thought you were going
to say you had to put it together yourself.
Oh yeah,
Like that.
the back four keeps falling apart.
Exactly.
There's no hinge.
Oh, that's lovely. What a lovely idea. Anyway, there's absolutely loads of internationals and European internationals, something I am pretty much out of my depth on. So what we do is we bring in a grown-up, Perry. I mean, you know all about it. You know all about football. We bring in a grown-up, someone who's an expert, and that person is, of course, Lars Sivertsen.
Destination football on talkSPORT with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Whatever it is, we're here for it.
Could be the Lars. Lars. The Lars. There we are. Good morning, Lars.
Good morning. Great to see you in the big seat, Charlie. Exciting stuff.
Well,
morning, Lars.
How it goes these days, Lars. Max can't be bothered, so someone has to turn up.
Is it like in football that the head coach has been sent off for mouthing off at the referee, and the assistant kind of has to take over for the rest of the game?
Max is in the stand on the phone to me now and again.
Yeah.
It's just how it works. Yeah, Lars. Where should we start? I wanted to start at Denmark 0, Scotland 0. If that's all right with you, Perry and I were discussing it, saying it's not actually a bad result.
Yeah. No, for Scotland, I think it's a good result. I mean, the Danes were very upset. I've been reading the Danish press today, and that they're certainly referring to it as 2 points dropped. It was a very frustrating game from the Danish perspective because the Scottish team defended really well. I mean, they sat back, they formed a sort of tight defensive block, and the Danes were really, really struggling to unpick them. They had a lot of possession, but didn't do enough with it. Ended up putting quite a lot of crosses into the box, which, of course, the Scottish centre-halves were happy to clear all day. Actually, the game has triggered some discussion in Denmark on whether Christian Eriksen should be recalled to the squad, but the trouble is he's not with the club at the moment.
He's not playing, is he? No.
He's training with Malmö across the bridge to just kind of feel you stay fit, but he's not fully match fit. But it was the kind of game that really made them miss him because they needed what in Danish they refer to as let me translate. Let's not speak Danish on air. A tin opener is what they felt.
And what is that in Danish?
En dåseåbner. I think.
I mean, it's sort of like someone who can't say tin opener saying tin opener, isn't it?
And with apologies to Danish people, I am Norwegian, so my Danish pronunciation is iffy. Scott McTominay. Is Scott McTominay a tin opener, or is it more like a sledgehammer? I feel like he's a sledgehammer.
But is that not what they called him though in Italy? Is that his Italian nickname? Was that not
the tin opener? Is it? I don't know.
Something very, very similar. You mentioned about
Google that.
Denmark. Obviously, I watched the game last night. No dog in the fight, but from Scotland's point of view, I can understand going, obviously, and being difficult to break down, playing, like a low block and, 4-5-1. But I got a bit frustrated because I thought if they'd have been a bit braver, especially with players like John McGinn and Ryan Christie, obviously we mentioned Scott McTominay, they were more aggressive in the second half. When they started off the second half, it's like Steve Clarke said, right, let's go for it now. But I just think that they could have been released the shackles a little bit more and they could have caused Denmark a few more problems.
Yeah, the flip side to that is that once you do that, suddenly the Danes will find more spaces when they attack. Like you lose some of that solidity, but it's a frustrating thing to watch because, I mean, the Danes are not invincible. It's not an amazing Danish generation, so it's not like playing against France away, for instance, where you just go into it thinking we just have to get out of here without getting mauled. I don't think going to Copenhagen is quite like that. So maybe from a Scottish perspective, you feel that they could have been a little bit more aggressive, but I also just kind of think, going to Copenhagen and getting a point is fine. I think that's absolutely fine, and good on him for executing that game plan.
Lars, we got to have a massive big up for the referee Daniel Siebert, because incident in the second half where he sent over to the screen, and I'm like, in a million years that isn't handball, because Johnson gets a slight push, but you must be thinking, and everybody's thinking, oh, he's going to send him off.
Yeah.
And what happened?
No, he stuck with the decision.
Brilliant.
And I think this is what, like, let's not have a VAR discussion. Life is too short. But like, if there's one thing I want to see refs just trusting themselves a little bit more. I think that's what we all wanted to see at Stamford Bridge at the weekend, for instance. And to stand, I do think sometimes the nature of these things. Having just said let's not have a VAR discussion, I've just started on the VAR discussion, obviously, but the way it seems to work is that the VAR says, we've looked at the video, we think it's this.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of puts pressure on the ref in a way that I don't like. Like, I like the idea of having a tool where they say, you might want to look at this again, mate. Like, just be more neutral. Don't be sitting in the room and telling the ref what you should be thinking. Just say, there's an incident here. We think we might have spotted something. You might want to have a look at it. That would be better for me.
Yeah. But I think the whole thing's a bin fire and a thief of joy. And
there's
that
as well.
Just before we move on from Scotland.
Joy sucker.
It is. Kills joy. Just before we move on from Scotland, is it time, Lars, that they stop being plucky Scotland? Let's all, bind ourselves together and rely on huff and puff. They've got the players to beat teams. Do they need a bit more confidence?
I don't know. I feel like it's harsh to like that. This is the talking point. Like you've played a difficult away game here, and you've gotten out of there with a point, and you had a couple of chances. You could have nicked something. I feel like the talking and the chat after that should be more like, well done, kind of like that. That was a tricky game in the context of it. Let's give them some credit for executing the game plan well. And I mean, Denmark away is having this. I've gone full circle here now. Having just said they're not great, I was about to say, it is probably the most difficult game you're playing in this group, right? You're in the group with Greece and Belarus and Denmark. So Denmark away is the hardest game in that group. You've gotten a point out of it. Mission accomplished. Well done.
Yeah.
So we go on to Republic of Ireland.
Oh, yes.
Against Hungary.
Home to Hungary,
the Republic of Ireland manager, Herma Hallgrimsson, he should be playing How Tall Are They? Because he's come out with a quote this week, isn't he? Saying that he thinks his players are looking a little bit taller.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, very nice. Does that count? I don't know if that counts. Lars plays How Tall Are They, of course. So,
what do you think he means by that?
That they're looking taller. I mean, out of context, that's tricky. I mean, presumably he has called up more tall people, or rather,
I think maybe confidence.
They're a little bit more confident. Yeah, they're carrying themselves a little bit difficult. I mean, that might work. Tricky game for them. The Hungarians are one of those teams that's not chock full of household names, but their international record is really strong. So it's not your favorite type of opponent in that regard, and it's not been a huge success so far under Hallgrimsson for Ireland. Did beat Bulgaria twice back in March, but there's been some slightly iffy results as well in there. I'd worry for them a little bit with this. Yeah, with the Hungarians, they're a tricky opponent.
Hallgrimsson said it's going to be a sprint, not a marathon, which I like that he's sort of flipped it on its head, because all the games take place quite quickly, don't they? And it's basically a battle for second, because Portugal will probably win the division.
It's a sprint, not a marathon. I do like that as well. I also want to I like the fact that Hallgrimsson, before coaching Ireland, he coached Jamaica. Well, he's born on Iceland, so he just really likes it on an island. He just really just doesn't enjoy going on any continents. It's just islands for him.
Do you know what another thing he said as well? When we talked about a manager would never say, look, lads, these lot better than you, so just don't try and beat them. He's actually come out and said to the Republic of Ireland players, by the way, there's miles more quality in this team not added with my Iceland team. So obviously it's trying to inject that little bit of confidence.
Yeah.
And on like man for man, you mentioned Hungary. Surely you just got to go man to man Mark Szoboszlai.
Yeah, clearly taking him out of the game is will be a big thing. I also heard that Hal Grimson has really been putting a lot of time into set pieces, which I think is a good idea internationally. I mean, we know a lot of teams. It's difficult to really build a cohesive team at international because you at these international breaks, because you get together for 2 weeks, you have some training sessions, you travel a lot, and then people go away and you don't see them. So like building a cohesive unit is really challenging. But if you can get set pieces right, you know, you don't have to spend that many hours on it to be sharp from set pieces, and that can be a way to find goals, especially if everyone are very tall.
Portugal in the same group go away to Armenia. What do you know about the Armenian? This is where I test Lars. I like testing.
They're
Lars.
not great.
What do you know about the Armenian team, Lars?
The last time I watched them, they got absolutely thumped by Georgia. So that was a weakened side apparently. But yeah, the Armenians not amazing. But I don't. When you said we were going to talk about all the games, it did sound like a bit of a threat, and we're coming in under this now. But I have to say, you know that you say, this and that is not an easy place to go. In fairness, I do think Yerevan is an easy place to go.
Okay.
So I think that should be absolutely fine for
Do
Portugal.
they have any players, anyone we'd have heard of? Do they have like one big star that they build the team around?
Mkhitaryan is still knocking around.
Mkhitaryan, of course. Okay,
still knocking around. But no, it's yeah. I saw a game earlier in the year. They lost 6-1 or something to Georgia, and I remember watching the first half thinking, this looks dodgy. Like if I was I would have investigated suspicious betting patterns around that. They were trying desperately to play out from the back instead of clearly not having the players for it, which is you don't love to see.
Germany, Northern Ireland. That's tomorrow.
So this is I'm keen to talk about this because Germany just lost. They just lost to Slovakia, and this is terrible. It's really not been going that well under Julian Nagelsmann. They've only won about half of their games since he took over. I think it's something like 12 wins and 24, which isn't great for Germany. Nagelsmann really seems to be just kind of searching around, trying to find something. There seems to be like new team selections, often new formations in almost every game, and he seems to like not quite know what his best team is or what he wants it to be. Now, obviously, all that being the case, shouldn't be losing 2-0 to Slovakia. That simply shouldn't happen. And he was very clear on that after the game, where he did suggest, I mean, this is because he said, like these are, aside from a couple of injured guys, these are like the best quality players we have in Germany. But he also said, maybe next time we have to call up players with less quality, but who will give everything on the pitch.
I like that. I don't mind that. I don't mind that.
It's a harsh thing to say out loud, but I guess you've just lost to Slovakia, so hard words are called for. I do believe, I want to double check this, but I heard that it is Germany's first away defeat in World Cup qualifying. Like they haven't lost in World Cup qualifying away from home before. This is what I was told, but
is that right? Perry's good on the stats.
100% right, and it's only their fourth defeat in World Cup qualifying overall anyway. But do you think
first away?
Do you think it's not great when a manager like Russell Martin dug out the Rangers players, didn't he, begin the season?
Yeah.
And he actually sort of, even individually, he was critical of Florian Wirtz for the first goal for Slovakia, where he gave the ball away based on the halfway line. Slovakia break, Hanko scores, and Florian Wirtz doesn't react. He doesn't track back. So do you think he's going to...
He's taking his club form into the international.
He doesn't need to track back for Liverpool.
Oh, good stuff.
They're always on the front foot. But do you think he's going to have the cojones to drop a couple of the big players, the big names?
I mean, that was what he was suggesting. I think, and he wasn't. I mean, backing him up. Joshua Kimmich came out after the game and said as well that it wasn't about the system, it was about attitude. And so one of the players, and a very sort of a dominant, a big name player, has come out and said the same thing, that the attitude wasn't right. And I remember I was on this very network, gentlemen, previewing these games, saying that actually Slovakia, they're not in a difficult group, Germany, but Slovakia away is like the one game that could potentially go wrong for them. And it did, which is why I think the Northern Ireland game is really interesting. Like, if you're Northern Ireland, of course, playing Germany, no expectations of anything. I mean, that is one of those games where you just want to go and not get tanked. But they're facing a Germany that's not in a great moment, as they say, that has maybe been a little bit rattled by this defeat. And if there ever was an opportunity for a memorable giant killing, I think this Germany team is not unbeatable.
Lars, you're going to stay with us, and we're going to talk England Andorra next. That was a look ahead to some of the players that we feel will be here for it and deliver this weekend with Enterprise Rent-A-Car.
Destination Football on talkSPORT with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Here for it. Book now at enterprise.co.uk.
Yeah, Charlie Baker, Perry Groves with you through till 1, and then it's the Saturday session, 1 till 4 with Ollie Clink and Scott Minto, 4 till 7:30, kick-off live with Adrian Durham. Comms England v Andorra from 5 o'clock. Then it's the Rory Jennings show till 9, then 9 till 12, the excellent Fight Night with Adam Cattrall and Gareth A. Davis. We've got Lars Sivertson with us, European football expert. Lars, what's the England? So it's England Andorra. Perry, I'll ask you this as well. Is it more important that we have an obvious philosophy that they're playing through Thomas Tuchel, so we know that that's getting through, or is it about individuals making their claim for a place? What do we think?
Hey. It's Andorra, right? So it's I don't know what Perry thinks, but I honestly find, like, of all the minnows, I feel like Andorra is like the least fun one to deal with, because they are, as we saw in the first game against them, they are capable of putting in some kind of defensive shift, like to keep it respectable, they tend to be quite aggressive, and they tend to be quite sort of. I'm going to go as far as say nasty. I mean, there's a few players on Andorra who like putting the boot in.
Yeah.
So it's a minnow where the 3 points you should take for granted, but they can be genuinely a little bit tricky to play good football against, because they're not a rabble, but they are sometimes well organized enough and sit back and make it a little bit tricky for you, and they can be physically unpleasant to play against. So I know we want to be excited about the game, but I find these Andorra games just no fun at all.
So basically, they're the equivalent of a wasp. You know, just when you're eating, sit down, there's always one wasp in it. It just buzzes around you, and you're like, oh, can you just do one? Go away. So that makes me even more worried about Declan Rice.
Still got to deal with the wasp.
Exactly, Declan Rice getting injured, because we say they're a little bit physical. Yeah. So that being the case, and we know they'll go, like, it'll be a 5-4-1, basically encamped at the edge of their 18-yard box. So therefore, surely in the fullback positions especially, you've got to play the likes of Reece James on the right-hand side and Lewis Skelly on the left-hand side, because England are going to have a lot of the ball.
Yeah, and that is, if we're trying to find, like, what's the utility in a game like this. I mean, you do have games at major tournaments where you end up having the ball 65, maybe 70% even, against opponents who are better than Andorra, but who choose to play very defensively.
Yeah.
So I guess you have to treat it as a practice session for when you come into that kind of situation, and to practice unpicking, being the tin opener, as the Danes didn't have against Scotland.
Harry's asked a good point. He's a Truro fan.
Harry Kane, cheers, Harry.
No, Harry's been in touch. He's a Truro fan. I'm assuming he's on his way to. It's Truro v Gateshead today, which is about as far as you can get for an English football match. Yeah. Good luck to all those Truro fans. Going, I mean, even I said it. Did you hear me, Perry? Saying good luck to the Truro fans when they beat us by 2 goals last season. Congratulations to you. I hope you get drubbed at Gateshead when you get there. But he says, very good point. Harry, I'll do it in his voice. Morning, both. I was just having a debate with a friend about where international teams like Andorra, San Marino or Gibraltar would sit in the English pyramid. I support Truro City, and I've never seen electric light. I reckon we could do all 3. What do you think? Cheers and gone, Harry. So he's basically saying, where would Andorra, San Marino, Gibraltar sit in the English pyramid, Lars?
So the interesting thing about Andorra is that there is a club team in Andorra called FC Andorra that plays in the Spanish league system.
Okay.
And that was actually recently in the second tier, as high as the second tier. They're actually owned by Gerard Piqué. But here's the thing about FC Andorra: no players from Andorra.
No players from Andorra, exactly.
Yeah,
so
they're called FC Andorra and are based in Andorra.
Is
but
it a tax haven?
from Andorra. There is something of that. I believe it's a very popular place to domicile yourself if you're a Spanish influencer. Yeah, a lot of Spanish YouTubers and stuff who are hanging out in Andorra, as far as I know. Yeah.
So what's the level? I suppose he's asking.
Not good. I mean, it's very hard
had the
to
Gibraltar
judge.
keeper once, and he lasted 1 game.
I was going to say there'd probably be National League level. Maybe like Southern or Northern of the National League as well. Yeah.
So about the same as Truro City.
Yeah, round about that size. But I think Truro would be too physical for them, as your lot found last season.
Well, you know, Truro did go down, couldn't beat 9 men Aldershot on Wednesday night, so...
Let it go, Charlie.
I'm not letting it go. I'm not letting
frozen.
it go.
Let it go.
Lars, give us a score prediction before you leave us.
I listen, let's be glass half full here. Having just kind of written off the whole thing as a bit of an annoyance, let's be positive and let's say England turn it on. Let's say the attacking fullbacks, they go forward, they do nice things. Maybe do like Matty Cash. Matty Cash scored a great goal for Poland from fullback the other night. But yeah, let's make it a 4-0 or something. A fun night at Wembley for everyone who comes out.
It absolutely
at Villa Park, sorry.
Villa Park, yeah.
Where did score till the second half when we was Andorra away? 50th minute, Harry Kane, wasn't it? Little bit.
Thomas Tuchel's cursed England.
Just a little bit.
Get an early goal. It's a sprint, not a marathon. Just go out there and get the first goal.
Destined
so
to
we can all just relax and have fun.
Exactly. There we are. Lars, you've been brilliant and, of course, comprehensive as ever. Thank you very much.
Cheers, Lars.
Anytime, guys. Have a great weekend.
Lars Siverton. Oh, Truro playing Carlisle, not Gateshead. There we are. Got that wrong. First thing. 1 mistake.
That's all you need. Exactly.
One mistake. I apologise. Probably it's even further. They are playing Gateshead later on in the season.
Sure it's
That's
further?
where I got that wrong.
Is that your next mistake?
Probably. And my wife and Richard's been in touch. My wife and twin daughters were born in Truro. Thanks for transporting me back there with that fantastic accent.
Well, I thought I was...
I've had to Denville. I genuinely thought I was back in Cornwall. Cheers and gone. Cheers and gone's good.
Is that what
That's like Cheers Drive. Like Cheers and gone.
Right. Cheers, mate.
I'll do it directly.
Yeah.
All those things.
Laters.
Thank you, Richard Dodds. He's a West Ham season ticket holder living in Somerset. Flipping heck.
That's another journey.
That's a journey. It's probably further than Truro to Carlisle, if I'm honest.
What's the best motorway services?
Best. We're not doing that, Perry. It's not now. It's Charlie Baker and Perry Groves with Travis Perkins. For the latest big trade deals, head to travisperkins.co.uk or download the app. Yeah, morning everyone. Charlie Baker and Perry Groves with you through till 1. Now, England kick off their season with the World Cup looming at the end of this campaign. Here's top journalist Henry Winter admitting he's been underwhelmed by Thomas Tuchel's start to life as England boss.
I've been slightly disappointed with Tuchel. I mean, I'm a huge admirer of his. I thought he was the best person for the job once you've got over the should it be a foreign or should it be homegrown argument. I've been slightly disappointed with him in terms of that fearlessness that you talk about, that fluidity, that freedom. We haven't really seen it. We've seen it with the under-21s. You know, I was there in the summer and it was fantastic watching them. Obviously, it's a step up psychologically as well as tactically and technically to the seniors. So I think we need to see that now. And I think a lot of people are going to be looking at the players, as we always do, but I think a few people are going to be looking at Tuchel saying, right, unleash this talent.
Yeah, you can hear more on the talkSPORT Daily podcast feed, where we take a closer look at England under Tuchel so far, along with an exclusive interview with Jared Bowen, and of course the Sunday edition with Sean Custis and Henry Winter, 10 till 12 tomorrow morning. I know it's an international break, Perry, but I love National League football. You love...
I come from Colts United,
so you League 2. Yep. So we're going to do a Leagues 1 and 2 preview because we absolutely love the EFL. And joining us to do that is Simon Watts. Morning, Simon.
Very good morning to you. How's it going?
We're having a great time, Simon. And it's lovely, actually, an international break sometimes, isn't it? Because it really puts the spotlight on League 1 and 2 and the National League, and their attendances go up and a bit more money in the coffers.
Yeah, there used to be non-league day on this weekend as well, the first international
why has
break
that changed? Why has that changed, Simon?
I think they sort of have it later in the season, actually.
Oh, okay.
I think it does still sort of happen, but maybe in a slightly different guise at a slightly different time. But, yeah, I mean, when I look back to last season, I think we only had 2 or 3 League One fixtures this weekend. Only 4 postponements this season on the opening weekend, which is, I think, pretty much down to the fact that Birmingham, Wrexham and Charlton have all been promoted. And League One is probably a little bit more competitive as a result of that this time around.
Massive game in League One side. Donny against Bradford, 5th v 3rd. Looking at Doncaster Rovers, unbeaten in the last 10 at home. So that's going to be a tough place for Bradford to go.
It is, but Bradford's unbeaten in 9 matches themselves. Like you say, both these teams promoted from League 2 last season, but both have really settled into life. Well, just the one defeat between them. And in fact, if Doncaster win this game, it will be their best start to a season since 1982, when Billy Bremner was the manager. If Bradford win the game, it's their best start to a season since the late 1970s as well. So the two teams having one promotion. But I'd say Grant McCann, it's been a pretty sensible approach, focused mainly on retaining their assets and their key players than spending loads and loads of money. But Grant McCann and Graham Alexander are 2 managers who I think are probably a little bit underrated in the lower leagues, because Grant McCann's already had 2 promotions as a manager and he's still relatively young. Graham Alexander 3 as a manager, and they both have 5 promotions between them as players as well. This can be a feisty Yorkshire derby as well, by the way. I remember covering the game a couple of years ago, Bradford against Doncaster, where Lee Tomlin was sent off just 17 seconds into the match.
Yeah, lovely.
Getting them out.
Crash bang.
Go on, Tomo, get it out. Will the Bradford manager, Graham Alexander, have the neck to give Will Swan a start?
Oh, I like what you're doing there. I like what you're doing there. Well, I hope so, because Will Swan really impressed me. He really impressed me.
He was sorry, before we carry on, Simon, he's been excited. He's been going, can I ask the next question? He's been like that. Can I ask? Because he's obviously set that Swan.
That just come to me.
Just came to you now.
I was going to go Will Swan. I was going to double up. Will Swan.
Yeah, this is where we find out he's injured and not even going to play.
He's not injured, but we've all got to hear it's like a birthday spread style joke about Will Swan. Sorry, carry on. Answer his silly question, Simon.
Yeah. Well, he got off to a flyer. I'm just thinking of all the puns now. He got off to a flyer at Mansfield, but hasn't really found his wings yet at Bradford City. So, I think that he's a decent player and a young player with time on his side, came through at Forest and was really highly thought of there. So I don't even think you want a sensible answer to this one, do you? No. You just wanted to get that question.
You just wanted to get that.
No, it was.
I wonder if he wears a vest, Swan Vesta.
All right, you don't have to explain it.
Plymouth Stockport. Plymouth got off to a terrible start under Tom Cleverley, but they've won, is it the last 2? I think they've won. And so they want to go for 3 out of 3, obviously today. But Stockport away is tough place to go. Sorry, Stockport at home.
Yeah, I mean, I felt for Tom Cleverley. He looked like a man under a lot of strain in the first few weeks in the job. He had that awkward interview that did the rounds on social media with the club's channel, where even all the technical things were going wrong. But look, he started to get his wish in the transfer market now. They spent, for League One, decent money, just over $1 million to get Laurent Tallard from Port Vale. He scored his first goal in midweek in the trophy. Owen Dale from Oxford is a really good League One player. Jamie Patterson's back from injury, adding a lot of experience. And I think that's why they really lacked a bit of experience within that side. But they've got that now with these players they've brought in. So I think that, after relegation, it's been a little bit of a reshuffle for Plymouth. They haven't played Stockport since, 2002 it was, when Dave Challoner, the Stockport manager, was part of that team. They lost that game on the day, for what it's worth. The one thing for Plymouth, they've just got to shut up shop. 13 goals conceded, joint most in the whole of the EFL. Stockport have, of course, a player who is coveted in the lower leagues, Nathan Lowe. 4 goals already on loan from Stoke. Scored loads of goals for Walsall last season, and no coincidence when he was recalled. Their form really tailed off.
Yeah, Stockport on my tip for the
Dave Challoner, massive long
Brilliant,
throw
man.
when he played. Superb long throw.
Yeah,
But Stockport are like rubbish dog walkers, aren't they? Because they keep dropping leads.
I mean,
7 points they've dropped.
He's gone through the fixtures here and written a joke for every single one. I don't know.
I like it.
Do you like it, Simon? Do you
I
like
need to
it?
enjoy myself. Is that allowed?
Well, you've got to liven up the EFL somehow, haven't you?
No, I love the EFL. I'll tell you that. One of the matches that is postponed is Stevenage Barnsley, and I'm assuming it's postponed because Jamie Reid is starting up front for Northern Ireland, Stevenage's main striker, and so he's playing Germany tomorrow. That shows the strength of League One, actually.
Story. I mean, he's a player that you'll probably know well because he played down. I'm right in saying he played at Torquay for a little bit, didn't he? And, it's mad because he's 29, 30, but had this renaissance in his career where he suddenly found himself at Stevenage scoring goals in League One, and he's in the Northern Ireland squad, like you say, playing these international matches where, like a lot of these players, kind of did the rounds in the lower leagues before that and never really found a home. But it's really come together for him, and Stevenage are a really interesting team to watch because certainly budget-wise, they're not up there with the best in the division. But Alex Revell's given him a great start to this season. And the irony that Alex Revell was on the coaching staff when Steve Evans was tempted to go to Rotherham with a bit more money to spend. He got the job, and now Steve Evans is no longer in a job with Rotherham, and Stevenage are top of the table.
Yeah.
So, massive job for Peterborough away at Huddersfield. Sorry, Adrian Durham's Peterborough, we've got to say. Like we say, Charlie
They've had an awful start, but then Peterborough, they're likely to be rubbish till Christmas and then just win every game 5-0. That just seems to be what it is for the posh.
Yeah, I mean, they're a team that you just automatically put up there as a contender, at least for the playoffs every season in League One, aren't they? But only 1 point so far this season. It has been an absolutely woeful start for them. But they've been active, as they always are, in trying to address that in the transfer market, aggressive with 4 signings on deadline day alone. 3 players are set for their debuts at Huddersfield this afternoon. So like you say, I think Darren Ferguson will get it together. He's used to putting new teams together when they flip players and they find another starlet. And I think Harry Leonard, who they signed from Blackburn's, one to keep an eye on because he's a really skillful, good young player. Posh is the kind of club that just gives these sort of players the platform to go and do what they do so well and score goals. So I think they're going to be a slow burner. Huddersfield actually made exactly the same start that they did under Michael Duff last season, under Lee Grant this season. Probably their biggest concern is Alfie May, who they signed to score a lot of goals, as he did at Birmingham, as he did at Cheltenham and Doncaster. Hasn't hit the ground running yet, just 1 goal so far this season for him. But I think as soon as he starts to find his form, so too will Huddersfield as well. So I think both considered work in progress at the moment.
And Huddersfield not conceded at home, so they're very, very tight, obviously, defensively. Going into League Two, massive game at 5:30. Bromley in third, Gillingham in first place, and Gillingham unbeaten in League Two, 1-4, drawn 2. And only conceded 3 goals.
Yeah, I mean, it's a classic Gareth Ainsworth team that he's putting together there. I'm always a little bit cautious with Gillingham. So I look back to this time a year ago, and Mark Bonner had a great start to the campaign. He was manager of the month in August. Then they sacked him in January. Now he's at Cambridge United. They bought in Gareth Ainsworth. But to be fair, just this season. They continued their form, even though they were going nowhere last season when he took over from the back end of last season. They're 15 games unbeaten now, 18 altogether, but 15 under Gareth Ainsworth. Incredible start for him. I think it's their best run since the 1970s. For Bromley, though, certainly they're a strong team at home. 5 wins in their last 6. They obviously had that great cup result against Ipswich at the start of the season as well. I love Andy Woodman. He was a goalkeeper at Oxford, the team I support growing up. And
Gareth Southgate's best mate.
Yeah, Woody and Nord, they got the book out years ago. They brought it out together. And for years, he was on the coaching staff, goalkeeper coach for Alan Pardew when he went to Charlton, Palace, to Newcastle, part of that group that got 8-year contracts. Now giving it a go as a manager himself, and had great success with Bromley, getting them into the league for the first time. And
they had a plastic pitch, which is cheating. So,
well, yeah,
it's good for community, Chaz, for the community.
It is, yeah, it is.
So,
but the only 2 unbeaten sides in League 2 meeting later.
Just looking at Bromley, you know that the team is going to be physical, so Gillingham got matched that, but they've got the most creative player actually in the EFL this season in Mitch Pinnock.
Have they really? I didn't even know that myself.
Wow.
But the trouble is, Michael Cheek, who scored all their goals last season, and he's in his early 30s, but another who's, first ever season playing full-time professional EFL football. But the goals have dried up for him a little bit this season. Just one penalty so far. But
is he all that?
No, the things I've shouted at Michael Cheek, he is so
really?
He is so good in the National League. He is like cheat code in the National League, but I'm sure he'll do great in it. Yeah, he's just absolutely great.
But you're allowed to.
He's one of those players you go, oh, they've got Michael Cheek. I can't believe it.
Game's over.
Game's over.
Yeah,
you've been comprehensive, Simon.
Sorry,
you've been absolutely brilliant. I thought you might have had a joke about Michael Cheek, but
exactly.
You said it was a cheat code.
A cheat code.
Yes.
Well, very good. Oh, that's what you were doing. I said it myself. There we are. I'm going to turn the other cheek, and we're going to move on. Simon Watts, EFL expert. Thank you very much for joining us.
Cheers, Si.
Cheers, fellas.
Yeah, Simon Watts. It's great. It's great. I love League One, League Two, National League. Absolutely.
The thing is, our football in this country doesn't survive without the pyramid.
I know, the pyramid.
It's the envy of the. Trust me, Chaz. That's
brilliant.
The envy of the world. You imagine how many players that go from the EFL, like Jared Bowens, obviously in the squad, started off at Hereford, goes to Hull, then goes to West Ham. Rich Eze, obviously getting released by everybody, then going to QPR, making his mark there. Obviously, it was at Millwall as well. So you watch it obviously more than I do, but there's loads of talent at that level, and the pathway needs to be not just for the clubs to make their way, but for the players that make their way up the pyramid. And you can go, as you said there, I saw him play, and he looked too good for our level, and he's moved on.
We've got a defender that's too good for
Don't say it. Don't tell his name.
Because we will lose him for this.
Not that the scouts know he
very,
is.
very good, Perry, but I'm not going to say his name.
Agent?
Not going to say his name. You listen to Charlie Baker and Perry Groves on the warm-up with Travis Perkins. For the latest big trade deals, head to travisperkins.co.uk or download the app. Good morning, everybody. Charlie Baker, Perry Groves, till 1 o'clock. It's time for the footballer game in a second. But our biggest competition to date is now live. We're giving you the chance to win Oasis tickets, plus a whopping 25 grand. 2 lucky winners, not 1 but 2, will win a pair of Oasis tickets when they return to Wembley on the 27th of September. And that's not all. Alongside the tickets, we're giving you the chance to win a whopping 25 grand. That's only one of the pair. I've just been explaining to everybody in the studio. Only one of the pairs of people who win the Oasis tickets will also win 25 grand. Still a great prize, but just wanted to clear that up. For all the details, how to enter this amazing competition, listen up right now.
18 plus, UK excluding Northern Ireland. For a chance to win, text the word Oasis to 83338 and you're in the draw. Text costs £2 plus 1 standard network rate message. You must have the bill payer's permission. Or you can enter for free by calling 0330 880 3338. All entries must be received by the 19th of September at 9 a.m. This is a TalkSPORT limited promotion run on TalkSPORT, Talk and Virgin Radio UK stations. Full terms and conditions at talksport.com.
Yeah, time for the football game. I'm Griff from Kings Lynn's been in touch first, though. Hi, lads. Truro to Carlisle, which Truro City are doing today, is 438 miles, which is further than Somerset to West Ham, because we had a texter earlier on who, the West Ham season ticket holder, lives in Somerset. Somerset to West Ham is 176 miles. Charlie, what are you even doing on TalkSPORT? Yeah, but Somerset to West Ham, East London, you've got to get around the M25, you've got to get in on probably the A12. All sorts. Got a park.
Coming up the A3?
Yes, absolutely.
M3?
That's a nightmare.
Good luck with that.
It's an absolute nightmare. Somerset, I mean, you could stop at Lee Delamere on the way, or Gloucester service, but I don't know which bit of Somerset it's coming from. So you might stop at Reading services, Membury on the way in. Cheveley, maybe good call, Ollie. Yeah. Reece, any idea of how you'd get from Somerset to West Ham?
I'd get on the train.
Just get on the train, yeah, well done. There we are. There's Reece. It's time for the footballer game. Does it have music, the footballer game, or do they know cheap it?
It has some tension underneath.
Oh, just some tension. Just sexual tension between the players. I can feel that already, Perry.
I think
since Ollie Klink's turned up.
I think it's just going to be void tension. We're all just far away look.
Tension.
The tension of like, oh.
3 men trying to remember the name of a footballer.
What?
Good. Reece, I have to ask you how you're feeling today out of 10, I think. I think that's what happens here.
We'll go for an 8.
An 8, that's nice.
We'll go for an 8.
It's giddy.
It's giddy.
Giddy Reece.
Okay, do we just play it? Is it just how it works? It's the footballer game. Off you go, Reece.
Our first footballer began his career in the 1987-1988 season, scoring 3 goals in 14 games for Torquay United.
Oh,
he then moved on to Manchester United in 88.
Lee Sharp.
It is Lee Sharp.
Oh, there he is. There's a little Torquay. And relax.
For £385,000, was it, Reece?
I believe so.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you won that. I thought
he was
won
16.
Okay, yeah.
16, Sir Alex Ferguson came down to see him. Cyril Knowles was our manager, the Tottenham
Cyril
great.
nice
Knowles,
one, left back.
Yeah, nice one, Cyril.
Yes. So I get
and came down and he went to visit Lee Sharp in the middle of the night to tell him the story's brilliant. You can find Lee Sharp telling it
all right,
somewhere.
Charlie, I know you got one right, but let's not milk it.
Yeah, 1-0.
Can we move
great.
on?
Look, we've got to really string this out till 12 o'clock, so let's go. But
chat more about Cheveley services.
Yeah, okay. Good luck to talk it home to Slough today. Go, Reece.
Our second footballer began his career at Stade Reims in the 91-92 season, scoring twice in 5 appearances before getting in a move to the B team of Metz, where he played the 92-93 season, scoring 5 in 23 before graduating to the Mets first team, where he stayed for 5 years between 93 and 98, scoring 43 in 162. This earned him a move to Marseille, where he stayed between 1998 and the year 2000, where he scored 8 in 66.
I know who this is.
He then moved to the Premier League with Arsenal in the year 2000.
Arsenal.
Where he stayed until 2006, scoring 62 goals in 189 games. He then moved to La Liga with Villarreal between 06 and 2010, scoring 13 goals in 100.
Santi Cazorla.
Nope. He moved back to the Premier League with Aston Villa for the 10-11 season. It is Robert Pires.
Oh, Larry, it's embarrassing for you. Arsenal legend not getting it.
Yeah.
Oh, didn't even answer, didn't even say one name.
It was on the tip of my tongue.
I was waiting for Villa, as I knew he'd gone to Villa. I thought he'd gone straight to Villa.
No, he went via Villarreal.
Okay.
Via
Villarreal.
Easy for me to say.
And
Robert
the
Pires.
Yeah.
Good-looking guy, isn't he?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Good-looking guy.
There's that sexual
Taller
tension
than
back.
you think.
Taller than you think. How tall
than
is
you think?
We're not interested in heights.
All right, okay.
We've played that game.
Boring game. Reece.
Our final footballer began his career at Lincoln City in 1993, staying until 1995, scoring 5 goals in 28 games. He certainly moved to Newcastle, where he played just the 1 game and did not score in the 95-96 season, taking in the second half of the season on loan at Millwall, where he scored 3 in 6.
Come on, Ollie.
He then moved to Coventry in 96, staying until 99, scoring 28 goals in 94 games. This earned him a move to Leeds.
Loire.
Nope, where he stayed.
Keith Houchin.
Nope, in the 99-2000 season, scoring twice in 40 games. He was enough to Manchester City between the year 2000 and 2003, scoring 22 goals in 69 games.
Dickov.
Nope, taking in loans at Nottingham Forest in 2003, where he scored 5 in 9, and another loan in 2003 at Norwich, where he scored 5 in 16 before making the move to Carrow Road permanent. He stayed there for
Darren Huckabee.
It is Darren Huckabee.
Darren Huckabee. Very nice work. So 2 for you, Ollie. I got 1, the Torquay one, the easy one, and Perry.
Do I get any workings out?
No workings out.
You two have no pens, no
countdown, mate.
And I've still got beat.
I thought it went well. Did you, Reece?
Yeah, solid performance by all
Thanks for putting the Torquay one in there.
No worries at all.
Appreciate it.
I've got to say, it went a lot better than what I thought it was going to. I didn't think the 3 of us were going to get any.
Exactly. At least
when
we
you
said
set your standards low.
When you started with the 80s as well, I was like, well, I've got Perry Groves.
That was for me. That was like a remedial one for me. It was like special boys here.
Get your confidence up, wasn't it? There you go.
Exactly.
The only Newcastle player played 1 game. Cheers for that, Reece. But yeah, I still got
there we are. How are you feeling about Alexander Isak? Ollie, you're
I've moved past the anger stage, more to the kind of sadness stage of it all.
Sad about it.
Yeah.
But the new guy you've got...
If he gets injured in his first game.
Yeah.
Not a really bad...
Not at all, Perry.
How would you feel if he got injured for Sweden this weekend?
Oh, I'd be devastated for him. I really would.
On a personal level.
Poor old Alex.
Sub the other night.
Yeah.
They left him on the bench the other night for Gyökeres.
Yeah. For some reason, he's not fit enough, is he? I wonder why that is.
Yeah.
Maybe because he didn't train and didn't play.
Wow, you're listening. Sound a bit bitter, Ollie. Sounds a bit
not at all,
Do you know
Charlie.
all the good wishes he's got from his ex-Newcastle teammates?
Unbelievable. I just love Ollie
posting. What a lovely bloke, and top man. Hope you're doing really well.
That's gone down well, yeah.
Yeah.
Ollie Klink, you're on after us. So tomorrow, 12 till 3 is Johnny Owen and Sean Dyche. Do you have a Sean Dyche in your locker?
It's a bit gravelly, isn't it?
Have a go at it. You can do impressions and then do your best impression.
Well, it's going to be me and Johnny Owen. We're going to have a great time. And I think with Sean Dyche, everyone thinks he's Northern, but he's not. He's from Catterick.
Okay.
I know it's not your era, but that's very Butch out of Tom and Jerry.
Yeah, that's what he sounds like.
Oh, yeah. No, I know. Yeah.
They're not Tom and Jerry. Butch out of...
Is it?
Sooty.
Sorry, yeah.
Anyway, you listen to the double award-winning, award-retired warm-up on talkSPORT with me, Perry Groves and Charlie Baker.
sequence has always been there since the Masters began in 1934. It didn't get its name until 58, though, when American sports writer Herbert Warren Wind, on the left, wrote, "At the farthest reach of the Augusta National Course, down in the Amen Corner." He drew inspiration from the 1933 jazz song Shouting in That Amen Corner by the Dorsey Brothers. The reason behind its difficulty is all in the sand and the water. Tournament officials don't even bother to count the balls lost in there each year, such is the sheer number. The 11th, named White Dogwood, is a downhill 520-yard par 4 with a pond to the left of the green and a bunker to the right. Both cause a lot of trouble each year. The 12th, Golden Bell, is perhaps the most famous hole in the world, with danger everywhere. Many aim for the flag, but look, get it even slightly wrong, and you're in the azaleas at the back, or the bunkers at the front, or even worse, Rays Creek. Or you can play it safe and aim for the open green on the left. You chicken. Tiger Woods once said, if you make 4 bogeys from Thursday to Sunday, you're doing well. And the highest ever score on that hole? 13. It's a par 3. Tom Weiskopf in 1980 was the sorry soul. Often the iconic Ben Hogan Bridge is the only thing players enjoy about Golden Bell. Even if you escape there unscathed, though, you met with Azalea, the dogleg par 5 13th. It tempts players to go for the green in 2, but cut over those trees on the left at your peril. Every year, it seems, Amen Corner destroys someone's dreams. Rory McIlroy dropped 3 shots through here as his round unravelled in 2011. In 2016, a year after navigating Amen Corner expertly, Jordan Spieth shot a quadruple bogey on the 12th to throw away his green jacket. I mean, it sounds like my game, to be honest. So who'll be the next to be brought to their knees, praying for mercy after Amen Corner?
Me, Charlie Baker and Perry Groves with you through until 1 o'clock. Hour to go, Perry. 4 bits. Exciting, isn't it?
Got to keep the pace up, Chad.
Got to keep it going. You've got to hand it on.
It's like being 2-0 up.
You've got to hand it on. You've got to hand the baton on to the next show as well, which is, of course, the Saturday session with Ollie Klink and Scott Minto. And then it's Kick-Off Live with Adrian Durham. England v Andorra, kick-off at 5 o'clock. Rory Jennings' show follows that. And then Fight Night with Adam Cattrall and Gareth A. Davis. So we need to keep the momentum going. So let's have a bit of this. Come on, Perry. You said you liked Chad and Dave.
If it was Ain't No Pleasing You, I'd have...
They call us up. Shot. Tottenham.
Yeah, not my favourite.
Not for you, no.
No,
okay.
it's not happening. Bit of Gertrude.
I love Gertrude, yeah. We're playing that because Daniel Levy's near 25 reign as executive chairman of Tottenham is over. Spurs' official announcement said he'd stepped down, but well-placed sources said the ownership agreed for him to leave his position amid a belief that change would lead to greater sporting success. Chris Powers joins us now, co-chair of Proud Lily-Whites. Hello, Chris.
Hello, hello.
Hello, Chris.
He's turned you into a place that can welcome Post Malone and the NFL and all these great artists and great players and Doncaster Rovers.
If the tubes are running.
If the tubes are running. What's his legacy, Chris?
Well, look, I think just on that point first, I think at some point PSR is going to kick in properly. and we're going to be the best placed to be able to deal with it. Listen, I think from a legacy perspective, you cannot underestimate what he's done for the football club. You know, when you're, I mean, no disrespect to Everton fans, but like we, you know, in the late 90s, early 2000s, we're very much on a par with Everton. And if you look at where, that's just one example, right? If you look at where we are now, where we're competing, the players that we've had in the team in the last 25 years, you know, but in these situations, you know, we know what the funny thing about football is that everyone and everything changes, right? The players, the managers, the owners, even the stadia, the thing that remains are the fans. So the king dead, long live the king, whoever that may be. And we'll see what's next, I guess.
You said there, Chris, about obviously you were sort of irrelevant. You come in like 8th and 9th, and I think at 17 at last.
Relevant, Perry. I didn't say we were relevant.
No. What I mean is we were.
Here we go.
No. We were relevant before Mikel Arteta got to us. We were 8th, 7th, and 8th. So I wasn't just saying have a dig at Spurs. I can do other things for that. So he's made you obviously relevant. Where say 17 last 19 season been in Europe. Everybody knows was a brilliant businessman. What you said there, I think since he took over, there's been only 4 clubs that have actually made a profit. And yours was 167 million, Brighton's 102, Arsenal's was 7, and Liverpool 19 million. But surely the frustration from a Spurs fan is the wage to money coming in, revenue, actually dropped from 52% to 42%. So he was never actually spending it, not necessarily on transfers, but on the wages of the players.
Well, I think the interesting thing about that, Perry, is that, you know, he had a lot of detractors in his time, particularly in the last sort of 8 or so years. And, you know, the criticism was always about the transfer fees, and then the transfer fees were spent, and then it turned into the wages to turnover ratio. Now, that 42%, look, I'm not an accountant, and I'm not necessarily sort of defending what the club decided to do. However, that 42% was once Harry Kane had gone. So it's interesting that we pick that number once your high wage earner has gone. I don't know what it looked like before that. And there's a strategy of signing younger players. I mean, look, what's football for, right? It's for positive collective emotion, bragging rights, and that's all on the pitch. We've had some serious swagger over the last 20 years, but it hasn't translated into trophies. You're absolutely right, and that's frustrating. You know, always think about what would have happened in that year with Pochettino. When we didn't sign anyone in that one transfer window, if we'd pushed on. You know, we left White Hart Lane in that incredible time with an unbeaten team, so the stadium came at the wrong time. You know, there's so many. It's all ifs and buts. You know.
Do you think he'll look back? I mean, appointed over a dozen managers in his time. Do you think he'll look back at the Pochettino time as maybe the one he should have really backed, and that was his chance to cement his own legacy?
Do you know what, Chris? I think you'll agree with me. It weren't just the players you didn't get in. It was the money you wanted for players to try and get out. Because Pochettino knew in 2019 that it needed refreshing. He wanted to get rid of Vertonghen, Alvaro and Danny Rose because they were also getting older. So that was the sort of sliding doors moment where you could have kicked on.
Yeah, and I mean, look, I think the other thing is that how a football club's run, they're not necessarily sort of a one-person machine. You know, there's a piece from David Pleat this morning saying that Daniel Levy didn't get involved in the football. I mean, I don't know, but that's David Pleat talking. And so it's sort of hard to say, you know, there's kind of clear decision points. I think the most important thing is that he's left us in a much better place than where he found us, and you cannot, you know, whichever way cut that, you can't dispute it. I think the important thing is whatever's next, you know, from a fan perspective, we want to make sure that fans remain at the heart of the club with proper consultation and a proper understanding of what we need and what we want from our football club.
What you said there, Chris, about the heart of the club and the soul of the club, do you think this was obviously Joe Lewis's children, Vivian and Charles, had sort of taken over the day-to-day running the club? Because everybody knows that if you lose 2 on the trot, then it gets very toxic, because Daniel Levy would be the target of the wrath of the Spurs fans. So there's a bit of, obviously, I'm a bit disappointed that he's gone, actually, because if Daniel Levy was there, nothing would have changed. You wouldn't have been able to kick on because he wouldn't have spent that money. Now, surely as a Spurs fan, you're thinking, oh, I hope this is a change for the positive, for the good, that we do release a little bit more money.
Of course. I mean, look, I think from a pragmatic perspective, it's like, he's gone. What we want is the best for our football club. So, yeah, of course we want to see it kick on. And we want, we've heard that the owners are, that they're Spurs fans. They want on pitch success. That's what we want. That's absolutely what we want. So I guess we'll have to see what's next.
It's good to get out at the right time. And in some ways, I think he's got out at the right time. And by hook or by crook, you're in the Champions League. And
just won your first trophy.
And you've won a trophy. And you're in probably the best stadium in the league. And you sort of go, well, let's look what I've left. He can say that now. If I'm him, I'm saying, well, there you go. That's what I did for you.
Absolutely. And I think if that piece he did with Gary Neville on the overlap, he talked about, I think my legacy will be properly sort of understood and recognised, like what I've done for this club once I go.
Yeah.
And of course, look, we were all really shocked when we heard the news. And, I'm in a million Spurs WhatsApp groups, as you can imagine.
Oh, yeah.
There are so many sort of critics of Daniel Levy who within seconds of him leaving were like, well, he's left the club in a really good place.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. Oh, I'm like that with Novak Djokovic. I've been absolutely slating him his whole career, and now he's coming towards the end. I go, he's really great at tennis. He really is. It's going to be a real shame when he leaves.
One of the best eras we've had.
Yeah.
And Nadal.
Yeah. So I suppose it's worry about what's next.
Do you know what? Everybody was shocked when the news broke, right? Spurs fans as well. But he wouldn't have been shocked because he's obviously a very astute businessman. And he would have known with all the changes happening around him, with Joe Lewis's two kids coming in, his right-hand woman, Donna Marie Cullen, obviously she went. Vinay Vakatsam has come in, obviously in charge of football operations. So he would have known, wouldn't he? He would have known that this is like a mutual agreement. It's time for him to go.
I can't speculate on that. I mean, I imagine he may have been thinking he's going to take a slightly different role. He's been an executive chairman for all this time. When you bring in the CEO, there's a way of working. But look at any football club's sort of governance structure. They've all got different ways of doing things, whether it's with your owners, with the chairman, with the chief execs, with your director of football, etc. They've all got different ways of operating. So it might have just felt like a new era. Look, I think for us, it's like we want to push on. I've always been, got to be careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
Right. Because I'm hoping the Lewis family are sort of true to their word there, because, if we end up for sale, who can afford to buy football clubs nowadays?
Exactly. That is you're absolutely right, Chris. And what owners do you want is always the worrying question. You've been absolutely brilliant, Chris. Thank you so much for joining us.
Cheers, Chris.
Cheers.
There we are, up the Spurs. Say it, Perry.
What?
Okay,
Hope season's rubbish.
Chris Powros there, who's co-chair and co-founder of Proud Lily Whites, on Daniel Levy resigning. I mean, we're now in a new era for Spurs. Perry, what do you hope? That they drop out the leagues and go down into the National League?
Yeah, I hope Thomas Frank loses his next 5 on the trot, then the pressure comes on him rather, because he'll be thinking, if we lose, I'm going to get the stick now, not obviously Daniel Levy.
Yes.
But what Daniel Levy's done is he's taken over Spurs when they had like a 2-bedroom terrace house.
Okay.
And he sold that, and he's renovated and sold it, and they've moved on. He's left them with a massive Elizabethan mansion.
Yes.
But
his home's under the hammer.
Exactly, but
Dion Dublin's been in.
How much that bathroom going to cost some change around? You've seen his ceilings falling through. But now Spurs fans say it's about now getting the right furniture. It's getting the furniture in, because he was going to MFI in inverted commas with the players they're getting. Now are they going to go, right, we're going to go and get players now that not have potential, so we're going to have to be able to be in competition with the Liverpools, Arsenals, Man United play like massive wages.
Yeah.
To get players who are around 27, 28 who are already proven, and you don't have to say their potential. And that's what's been happening with Spurs in the past. So it's going to be very, very intriguing, obviously, from the outside. I hope that Joe Lewis's kids, Vivian and Charles, go in and they go, right, we're going to spend loads of money. They spend it on the wrong players, and those wrong players get the ump, and they sell them for less money, and then Spurs end up about, I don't want us to get relegated.
It sounds like you don't. It sounds a bit bitter.
No, I wanted to come fourth from
just
bottom.
to come back to you, MFI went into administration in 2008, but, you know.
Well, it was like, 8 isn't I?
No,
8 is a 9.
I'm just saying, you know, just for future reference.
Okay, then, IKEA.
Say IKEA next time you do that.
Get more relevant.
As Charlie Baker and Barry Groves with you through till 1 o'clock with Travis Perkins. For the latest big trade deals, head to travisperkins.co.uk or download the app.
You've got stairs going up to your bedroom.
Working down the right-hand side, Carpenter again on the charge. She's been excellent so far. Great ball in, and there is the opening goal. Aggie Beaver-Jones with the first goal of the WSL season. Captain now, right edge of the penalty area, back towards Macario. She misses it, but Micah Hamano doesn't. sweeps it home at the far post, and Chelsea have double their advantage. Left foot in towards the edge of the 6-yard box, and a free header, and they are back in the game, Manchester City. It's Chelsea 2, Manchester City 1.
Yeah, Joe Shannon there with commentary on last night's Chelsea 2, Man City 1 at Stamford Bridge. Oh, it was Kevin Hatchard. I thought it was sounded like Joe Shannon.
Good impression of Kevin Hatchard, wasn't it?
It's a good impression of Kevin Hatchard there. Aggie Beever-Jones scoring, that's good. England Lioness, of course. Action continues today with Champions League winners Arsenal taking on recently promoted London City Lionesses. Very exciting team they are, Perry. Not attached to any other club, completely independent. They have serious financial muscle due to owner Michelle Kang backing the club, including breaking the women's world record 1.4 million transfer fee this weekend to bring in Grace Gayoro from Paris Saint-Germain. All very exciting. Our WSL expert is Uma Gurav. He joins us now. Hello, Uma.
Hello. The WSL's back.
It's up. We're off. A Friday night 2-1 win for Chelsea. And do we congratulate Chelsea on the league now, or what happens?
I really hope not. You know, they're going for their 7th consecutive WSL title in a row. And I have to say, unless, of course, you're a Chelsea fan, I think most people want to see something different from the WSL this year. I, as an Arsenal fan, obviously want to see something quite different. But I have to say, I do think, yes, I know they won last night. I know probably Man City didn't really challenge them enough, but I don't necessarily think Chelsea are unbeatable this season. So we will see. But I'm optimistic. It's going to be a far more competitive season.
Ellie Carpenter was brilliant down the right-hand side. We heard her obviously in commentary there, and assist for the first goal, and she was a constant threat throughout the game.
She was absolutely fantastic. Like you say, probably the best player on the pitch for Chelsea. And I think this is what makes Chelsea so well-rounded as a team. You know, there were lots of concerns when we heard that Lucy Bronze will be out for a while. Obviously, we know she played through the Euros with that injury, and she is now going to be out for a while for Chelsea. And then you start to think, how are Chelsea going to remedy that? Because Lucy Bronze, there's nobody like her. But they bring in Ellie Carpenter. Not that they needed any more world-class signings, but they bring in a player who actually, they don't have anyone on their team who can play like Carpenter does. She was having so much luck down that right-hand side against Alex Greenwood, possibly the best in her position in the world. So that just shows you it's not just Chelsea's consistency, but it's their know-how. They've gone out and they've thought, what do we actually have missing in this team? And they filled that gap, and it's proved to be so effective.
Yeah, lots of other teams have spent money over the summer. I think the transfer deadline day was Friday. Michelle Kang brought in Grace Gayoro from Paris Saint-Germain. They played today. London City v Arsenal today. That could be a huge game. I mean, they came up last season. You know, they won the league, I think. And then they came up and they're playing Arsenal. Arsenal won a title challenge, but they might catch a cold here. I don't know. I'm excited about this game.
All the talk has been about what the London City Lionesses can bring to the WSL. Think about the last 2 seasons in the WSL. The team that's been promoted has gone straight back down again, and it hasn't even really been a fight at the bottom. That's not going to happen this year. I think we can quite comfortably say the London City Lionesses have said, we want to challenge, maybe not kind of for the Champions League spots at the moment, but they don't want to just survive. They want to compete here. And that's a worry for every other team who's kind of been coasting in the WSL, I think, for the past couple of seasons. And it's a worry for Arsenal, who will be looking to get a really good start to this season. Yes, they're at the Emirates. They're going to bring out the Champions League trophy, I think, at the beginning of the game to all their fans, the homecoming. But here come the London City Lionesses. 16 signings they've made this summer. And like you say, Grace Gayoro, manager Jocelyn Precheur has called her one of the best players on the planet, and I think we will see that. You know, we saw her in action for France at the Euros, how incredible they were. And, you know, you've got the likes of Danielle van der Donk, who'll be familiar to Arsenal fans, Alana Kennedy, and ex-Man United captain Katie Zellem. That's the kind of talent they're attracting, and I think it's so exciting. We get to see them on show today.
Just shows you how far the women's game has come, because it's the first time ever that you'll have 2 £1 million women's players on the pitch at the same time in opposition, because of the Arsenal signed Olivia Smith for £1 million from Liverpool.
And again, I think that was one of the landmark moments, not only for this transfer window, but for women's football. And it'll be interesting to see if Olivia Smith plays today, because this is the kind of crazy thing when you look at Arsenal's squad and how stacked they are in talent. They already had so many world-class players. They won the Champions League with the likes of, you know, Alessia Russo, Chloe Kelly, Beth Mead, those players that they have. Now they're thinking, where do we fit in Olivia Smith? They've had to loan out Michelle Adjumang because I guess they didn't really have space to accommodate her.
I was going to ask you about that, Uma. Some people might be shocked to hear that Arsenal have had to loan her out. Was that a choice or was that a financial pressure?
I think it will have been a choice. And, you know, if you want to hear more about this, there's an interesting discussion I have with Leanne Sanderson on talkSPORT's Women's Football Show. So listen to that full on the podcast. But when you look at Arsenal right now, can they really afford to nurture Michelle Adjumang, a fantastic player, in the way that she needs right now? Serena Wiegman's going to be looking at Michelle Adjumang and thinking she's going to be a key player for me heading into the World Cup in 2027, but I need her to be playing every single week. For Arsenal, I don't think she's quite there yet. No. Yes, I know she's fantastic, but even at the Euros, she was really effective as an impact player. For Brighton, she will start, she will shine, and I hope that you know, develops her into the player we want her to be. I know not everyone will agree with me, and as an Arsenal fan, I get that it's quite controversial saying, actually, yeah, let's loan her out to Brighton, but you have to think about the player here rather than the team.
Some banging fixtures tomorrow. Brighton Villa, so you've got Adjumang playing, but also Liverpool Everton, so the Merseyside derby tomorrow, and Spurs West Ham as well. So some cracking fixtures tomorrow.
And I think the one to watch out for there actually is the Merseyside derby. You know, it's going to be such an interesting one because I suppose historically we maybe see Liverpool as the slightly stronger team in the WSL, but whatever they do, they just cannot beat Everton in the Merseyside derby. They haven't beat them, I think, in the last 4 or 5 Merseyside derbies. And actually, I'm really worried for Liverpool this season because look at everything that their men's team has done, how outstanding they've been in the transfer window. As good as they've been on that end, I think that's as bad as they've been on the women's side. There's not been the right level of investment. They sold the first £1 million women's footballer, and then they haven't really bought in anyone landmark to replace her. Right. And I do worry for them, and I think it's a concern for the club. They should be doing better.
Uma, absolutely brilliant, comprehensive. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Uma.
Thanks for joining us. Thanks. Enjoy the WSL. It's kicking off this weekend. You listen to Charlie Baker and Perry Groves with Game Day till 1 o'clock. Yeah, this is the warm-up with me, Charlie Baker and Perry Groves. Do you want the chance to win £25,000 in cash, plus Oasis tickets to their very last show at Wembley on the 27th of September? Well, listen up. We're giving you that chance with our biggest competition yet. 2 lucky winners, yes, 2, will win a pair of tickets to see Oasis live at Wembley for the last time. But that's not all. Along with the tickets, one of you will walk away with a massive £25,000 in cash. For all the details and how to enter, listen up right now, because you could be one of the lucky winners.
18 plus, UK excluding Northern Ireland. For a chance to win, text the word Oasis to 83338 and you're in the draw. Text costs £2 plus 1 standard network rate message. You must have the bill payer's permission. Or you can enter for free by calling 0330 880 3338. All entries must be received by the 19th of September at 9 a.m. This is a TalkSPORT limited promotion run on TalkSPORT, Talk and Virgin Radio UK stations. Full terms and conditions at talksport.com.
Yeah, no, it's a full Enterprise National League fixture list today, Perry. I know you love the National League.
Yep, Braintree.
You love the National League, you love the National League, you love the National League North, you love the National League South. Full fixture list today. If you're thinking of going to a game, then get down to your local National League game. And non-league expert John Couch joins us now. Hello, John.
Hello, John.
Hello, John. Are you there?
Hi, Barry.
There he is. There's John. Very good. Some great games today. I'll tell you what, Forest Green have made a great start to Robbie Savage's time in charge, John.
He told us right at the beginning that as soon as he stepped in that they were going to be the great entertainers of the league, and Robbie Savage being Robbie Savage, we sort of took it with a little bit of a pinch of salt, but wow, he's been true to his word. They've started the season really, really well. They're playing some great football, scoring a load of goals, and they're already looking like the team to beat at the moment.
Yeah. Mind you, it's a tough game against Hartlepool today. They're one of the only 3 unbeaten teams.
It certainly is. It's our big game of the day. Hartlepool again have started really well. They've got an experienced manager at the helm there, and they've had their problems over the years. Hartlepool, it just needs that little bit of stability, but you've always had that feeling that they could just do something. They could just turn it on with the right man in charge, and I think certainly at the moment they do. And that's good. That's going to be a cracker.
They had their chance, John. They had their chance when they beat us in the playoff final. They had their chance. They went into the league. They beat us on penalties. They blew it, and they've come straight back down again. There's been some ownership issues, haven't there, John?
Yeah, there has. It's not been a happy camp for a while now. There's been issues over the summer as well. But on the football side, they've just got on with it. It's not quite worth on them. Couple of mid-table seasons, but you just get the feeling that they're not far away from being a good side, and if they can just get a little bit of consistency, then who knows?
You'd think Hartlepool to Forest Green would be the longest trip of the day, wouldn't you? You'd think so, but you'd be absolutely wrong. You'd think York to Yeovil might be the longest trip of the day, because that's a hell of a way. But no, it is of course Carlisle are at home to Truro. I'm assuming the team will have gone up last night, John.
Well, you'd think so. You got to feel for Truro. In fact, the stat is that Carlisle's not actually their longest trip.
Gateshead's their longest trip, isn't it?
Gateshead's actually their longest trip, but what a day that is!
It'll be such a badge of honour. But it's a badge of honour for non-league fans, isn't it? If they do, were you at Carlisle?
Get the miles in your legs.
Exactly, miles under your belt.
Exactly. You're not actually traveller fit until the 5th or 6th game when you've got all those miles.
Yeah. The thing is, people go, you know, it's a long way, isn't it? It's a long way. But Truro have to do that every other week. And that's the problem when someone like Truro goes up from the National League South and regional football into and truly National League every other week. Truro have to go away to somewhere that's at least 200 miles away.
Yeah, I mean, their trips like your Aldershots, your Wokings, those sort of trips are actually their second and third closest journeys.
Boxing Day for them, that is.
Still a 4 or 5 hour trip. You know, it's not easy for them. John Askey's really got his work cut out there, but they've started okay. They're doing fine. It's a tough gig for them this year. time will tell to see how they're settling.
Yeah, I hope they go straight back down.
Do you know, so when you're doing player negotiation contracts, you say about your basic wages, then you sign in for, you go, oh, by the way, we give you 45p a mile on your travelling.
Oh, do they? Can they set my future?
Loss against tax, can't you?
And Yeovil v York. York are one of the pre-season sort of favourites. Nearly did it last season, didn't they? It's sort of started okay, isn't it?
Yeah, it started okay. Bit fractious there. That the stadium are actually hosting women's World Cup games. So their momentum that's affected their momentum a little bit. They've started okay without pulling up trees. But the big story at York really this season was the
manager going,
which was really, really strange given they're unbeaten already this season. That they've brought in they've brought in a new guy, which is very strange after sort of 4 or 5 games. But Stuart Maynard, the guy who's come in, he's a former Wealdstone manager. And obviously went to Notts County as well. He knows the level really well, but it's a bit odd.
He likes to get it on the deck, doesn't he? He's a bit of a clipboard manager, isn't he?
Yeah, very much so. But I mean, so is Adam Hitchell with them. I mean, they played some lovely football under Adam last year. They got to 96 points, and any normal league they get promoted without a problem. But unfortunately, this is the National League. Only one go up. Yeah. They had to go through the playoffs, and I think they had to wait like sort of 14, 15 days to play their playoff semi-final, and they just didn't turn up on the day, and Oldham rolled them over 3-0, so they had to do it all again. But it's all of a sudden it's going to be a long season for them now, but they've certainly got the players to do it. Man for man, that they are I would say the strongest team in the National League, and they're going to take some stopping.
You mentioned about clubs having their off-field problems. One of those well documented was Southend, obviously coming hopefully to the end of that.
Yeah,
lost their unbeaten record away at Wealdstone, so they're playing Halifax at home, so they'll be looking to bounce back.
Yeah, certainly will. I mean, Southend are still putting in huge crowds. A massive football club. They came so close last year, didn't they? They got all the way to the playoff final. It took them extra time. Took Oldham to extra time. A bit of a wake up call, really, for them to start the year back in the National League. It was after such a heartbreaking way to finish, but started really well under Kev May. He's brought in some really good summer signings. Sam Austin in midfield. He knows the level very, very well. Played at high level for the last 2 or 3 seasons with Notts County. They look really good actually, and Southend. I was quite surprised they lost at the weekend, but they played a Wealdstone side who just don't know when they're beaten under Sam Cox. But it'd be interesting to see if they can bounce back today.
Just before we let you go, John, you'll be pleased to know, not pleased to know because it's slightly disappointing. I don't know if you saw the story yesterday that Dorking had signed one of their fans, a 51-year-old fan, as their sub-keeper. They've had to let him go. They've actually got someone in now. They've got an actual goalkeeper now into play, which is a bit of a shame.
What a surprise.
Well, yeah. Imagine Dorking Wanderers doing something for publicity. Imagine that, John.
I must admit, when I first saw the story, Mark White written all over it. Mark White is absolutely brilliant at what he does, but I was joking with my colleague yesterday. We really couldn't see it happening. He's no mug. Mark White, I don't think he's going to go into a league game with a 54-year-old goalkeeper who plays walking football. It's not going to happen in National League South, I don't think.
Never let a goal in.
Well, exactly.
Never let a goal in, no.
Magnificent. Thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. All the best.
There we are. Very good. John Couch, their non-league expert, on a good non-league style phone line.
Yeah.
In non-league audio quality.
But you can tell, obviously, with the EFL non-league, Clarkey was with us, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He's in his car.
He's in his car.
John was in his car. So these people put their miles in.
They did. They put the miles
exactly.
in.
So
That's just how it works.
So we need to know how Clarkey's daughter got on.
We need to know the score.
Exactly.
Yes,
it was actually
maybe we'll
the
find
girls
out.
against the boys, wasn't it? And his daughter was winning.
Maybe it'll be in time difference, which is next. This is the warm-up on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. For the latest big trade deals, head to travisperkins.co.uk or download the app. Charlie Baker, Perry Groves with you through till 1. Following us is Ollie Klink and Scott Minto. We're going to get some team news now with Charlotte Richardson at the Emirates. Charlotte.
Good afternoon, guys. We've got a London derby here. It's the champions of Europe hosting the new girls on the block. £1 million forward Olivia Smith starts for Arsenal, the one debut in their 11, whilst London City, who spent over £2 million in the summer transfer window, building a squad with the experience, the pedigree and talent, not only to survive in the top flight, but to thrive and cause a few upsets along the way, hand out 7 debuts. And who do you pick out amongst the stars that they've signed? Nikita Paris starts against her former club. Katie Zellum and Alana Kennedy return to the WSL. A signal of how strong the Lionesses are is that there is no Danielle van der Donk or Grace Guilloro in their matchday squad, and they have World Cup winners on the bench as well. Arsenal have won their last 8 home games. London City visit on an 11-match unbeaten streak. Those who follow women's football and those who are slightly new to it are all intrigued as to how this fixture will go. Arsenal take on London City at 1:30 p.m.
Thanks, Charlotte, at the Emirates there. We've been asking about when you met someone with aura, massive aura. Just great. One of the greats. We've had loads of texts. Thank you so much. Paul's been in touch. Although it's not sport, I was delivering in a white Ford Transit one day, so it qualifies as I was listening to talkSPORT. I was delivering in the centre of Oxford in '97, heard on the radio that Nelson Mandela was at Oxford Town Hall. Ditched the van in a side street, went round the corner just as Mandela was greeting the crowd. He gave off an unbelievable aura. Nelson Mandela.
To be fair,
good.
I think that wins it.
I think it's pretty good. Well, this next one's pretty good. Morning, boys. I met Michael Jordan at the 2010 Ryder Cup. Also that day, I had a wee next to Tiger Woods. It's pretty good, two at once.
He's on a brace. Yeah, the brace wins.
It was a bit crazy, to be honest. Love the show. Thanks, Dave in Portishead. That's good stuff.
Best sporting documentary.
Which one's
Last
that?
Dance.
Oh, well, there you're getting to a big row about what's the best sporting documentary.
Honestly, I'm not a basketball fan, but that had me. You know, when you binge watch it with
it's very,
talking
very
about
good,
Derek Rodman just going missing for like 5 days and then coming back and running and going, yep, you're back in the team. Michael Jordan going, well done. Thank you for that.
Off you go. There we are. It's time for time difference. There's always time for time difference. Oh, yeah, I knew there was some music. I was saying it and then I didn't know if there was music, and then there was music, so it's fantastic. And, of course, as always, to host time difference, live from Knutsford Services. No, it's not. He's not live from that. He's not here. He can't be bothered.
Dancer's not here.
Dancer can't be bothered. We've got Jeff Peters, who, of course, does everything as well. Jeff Peters.
Very good afternoon to you, chaps. Yeah, keeping the hosting seat warm for Ian Danstanter on time difference. So, this is the quiz where 2 contestants, usually Max Rushton, but the mighty Perry Groves in today alongside Charlie Baker, have to guess the times when randomly selected goals were scored. There'll be 5 of them, and a margin of error will build. The person with the lowest overall score wins. Now, if the person trailing at any point gets a direct hit on the goal time, then the scores revert to 0-0. Charlie is in fantastic form against Max recently, 8 wins in 11. So Perry, you've got your work cut out. But Perry, as the guest player today, you can choose whether to go first or second.
That's exciting, isn't it, Perry?
I will go first.
Okay.
Put the pressure on.
Before we start, Jeff, can I just ask you who's the sort of biggest...
greatest star,
the greatest star, sporting preferably, who had an aura around them like a ready Brett glow?
I'm trying to think of sports stars. I remember standing and having a slash next to Noddy Holder. That was
that's nice. Did you say get down and get with it?
No, he was having a conversation with the person the other side of me.
Was it? Was it Christmas?
It was Terry Christian.
You didn't feel any noise, Jeff, no?
No.
Right, come on, move on. Come on, Jeff. Here we go. Time difference.
Quiz time. Goal number 1. Last week in the Premier League, West Ham stunned Forest at the City Ground. I think you were there, Perry. It was a 3-0 win for the Hammers. But when did England winger Jared Bowen score? Perry, to guess first.
It's 3-0. Obviously, I was there. Yeah. I'm going to go 81st minute.
I think it was a bit earlier than that. It was late because they scored all their goals. I think it was about 78.
Let's hear how that goal went in.
Nottingham Forest 0, West Ham 1. It has been coming. It has been the visitors who have continued to press.
And that goal went in the 84th minute.
Oh, wow.
So Perry is 3 minutes out on his guess, and Charlie is 6 minutes out.
Well, good start, though.
Good start for
Mind you,
everyone.
I'm not moving
Very, very
a
good.
cheat code for me being actually out the game.
You were actually out the game. We're going to do games. We're going to do Torquay, Hampton, and Richmond on.
Well, we've had Torquay
on Torquay. We've done a lot of
Against the
Torquay
footballer,
today.
exactly.
Yeah, go on. Off we go, Jeff.
Goal number 2, Everton 3-2 win away at Wolves last week. The amazing, superb Kiernan Dewsbury Hall scored a goal. Fantastic strike, great player, and an even better bloke as well. But when did KDH score for Everton at Wolves? Charlie?
Everton at Wolves. Now, I see I should be a lot better at this game because I host a show now 2 till 6 on Virgin Radio.
All the goals come in.
As all the goals come in. And I have to play a record, play a big horn when there's a, hang, there's been a goal, but, all that sort of stuff. And I should remember what time the goals are scored. There's often records I've got to play as well at the same time.
You want your life story, Charlie?
Kiernan Dewsbury. We're doing a TED talk first. Kiernan Dewsbury Hall. What was the final score, Jeff, again, please?
It was 3-2 to Everton.
Oh, gosh. The 34th minute.
And what say you, Perry Groves?
I'm going to go 30th minute.
Ooh.
Let's hear how that goal went in.
Dewsbury, it's a shot, and he scores, and it's 3-1 to Everton, and it's another assist for Jack Grealish.
That goal went in the 55th.
Oh, not too bad for a pure
Perry,
guess.
Just wrong half.
You are 25 out, so you move on to 28, Perry. Yeah. Charlie, 21 minutes out, so he's on 27. So Charlie takes the lead by one.
Bring the crowds back.
Wow, unbelievable.
Bring the listeners back.
On to goal number 3. James Milner scored in Brighton's win against Manchester City last weekend. In which minute did the veteran midfielder score his goal for Brighton? James Milner. And this is Perry to go first.
Go on, Perry.
I'm going 89th minute.
Only last week.
Yeah, but I can't remember what I was doing yesterday.
Oh, I think it's earlier than that, Perry. It was a penalty, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was a penalty.
First goal for 5 years, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah,
for James
I don't
Milner.
think it was the winner, was it? Because the winner was late, wasn't it? 78.
Let's hear how that goal went in.
Milner waits, steps up, shoots, and scores. The goalkeeper, Trafford, gets the wrong way.
Oh, Trafford, yeah.
That goal went in the 67.
Oh, not bad.
Minutes.
Not
so
bad.
It's not good for Perry. 22 minutes out, moves on to 50. Charlie, 11 minutes out, on to 38. Charlie leads by 12
in it.
2 to go, and Charlie, you to go first on this one. Chelsea got their title defence off to a good start in the WSL last night, beating Manchester City 2-1. But when did Micah Hamano score for Chelsea the evening?
Oh, was that the first? No, the second goal, wasn't it? The 54th minute.
And what do you say, Perry?
I'm going to go for the 63rd minute.
Okay, here we go.
Let's hear how that goal went in.
Back towards Macario, she misses it, but Micah Hamano doesn't.
There we are, Kevin Hatchard there.
So that goal went in the 64th minute. It's so close. You're 1 out onto 51. Charlie, 10 minutes out onto 48. So Charlie leads by 3.
3 minutes in it. It's no
One
good.
to go
Good
in
stuff.
This is like the swingometer.
It really is. It really is. Come on then, Jeff.
Okay, goal. So Charlie, as he's in the lead, has to go first on this one. The last time England played Andorra was back in June, or so it says here. The score was 1-0.
Yeah.
All this has been written for me, so if anything, it's not down to me.
Don't worry about it. Just don't let it get in the way of the truth.
Harry Kane scored the only goal, but when did that Harry Kane goal go in?
Is it me? Yeah.
Against Andorra in June. You lead by 3.
54.
You're saying the 54th minute.
I'm going.
You need to be 4 minutes either way.
I'm going.
Or go for a.
I'm going bullseye. 50th minute.
Does that mean it goes back?
Okay, let's hear how that goal went in.
And Kane lashes it into the roof of the net, and finally, the deadlock is broken.
Super Jim Proudfoot there.
There he is, Super Torquay United, Jim Proudfoot, yeah.
legendary family. That goal went in the 55th minute.
Oh, Baker!
Perry is 5 minutes out, finishes on 56. Charlie just 1 minute out on that.
Eat it.
49. So Charlie, gracious winner as always.
Yeah, as always, Jeff. As always. Thank you, Jeff.
Bad loser. So congratulations to you, Charlie, and well played, Perry. You were very close.
Yeah, there we are. There's always time for time difference. Always time for Jeff Peters. Thanks, Jeff.
Cheers, Jeff.
There we are,
Cheers, guys.
Lovely show, Perry. Thanks for joining me this week.
By 7.
Yeah, I know you only lost by 7. I'm getting quite good at time difference.
So now you're 9 from 12.
Exactly, yeah. I'm going over to Virgin Radio now, 2 till 6, game on. And following us on talkSPORT is Ollie Klink and Scott Minto.
How are we, chaps? Well,